guys, this is happening.
Yeah, this is happening.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome. How's it going? I forgot to... I messed this up so bad. Oh, I don't have the music on. Hold on, let me... There we go. Got some music there. Alright. Hey, Shappy, welcome to the stream. Hope you're ready. This is going to be amazing. Looking a lot forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can see everyone here. You know, we have Beatrix, Matthias, Crush, and Max, the DM for the night or for this campaign. This music is bitching, as they say. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Really excited. We will start the stream fully in a few minutes. Yeah, I just wanted to start a little bit, you know, talk to the stream myself before everything kicks off. For some reason, I had some issues with my stream deck, so didn't actually fully properly do stuff, so that should be... perfect, and...
Freaking jealous.
Max is just showing up his logo.
Off like 5 times.
Oh, sorry, you guys didn't hear him. Sorry. Yeah, that was not. I didn't mean to do that yet. Let's see. I need to do like this. There we go. Okay. And now, if I do. Yeah. Now you guys can hear.
Well, this is exciting.
So let's get into it.
Fuck, dude.
Yo. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Everything is working.
Your stream is not working?
No, everything is working, I said.
Awesome.
What's not working?
Nothing!
Everything is working.
Everything is working!
Oh, everything! I hear like this sometimes, okay?
What did you have to give? Everything.
Well, my stalks in a specific lamp is not working.
Damn.
Say what?
What?
Deal with it.
Yes, so...
Yeah, let's just ignore that.
He said everything was working, I disagree.
Everything working, everything's not working. Well, here we go, guys. We are live. Wow. Okay, here
What
we
is
are,
that?
everybody. So, hello, everyone. Yeah, hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good time. So, tonight we are gonna be playing Dungeons and Dragons. We're playing in our own homebrew world called Irus, and this is the Tales of Irus. With us, we have our glorious and brave adventurers, starting with Crush.
Hello!
We have Matthias Ray.
Hey.
Then we have Beatrix. And last but not least, the Lord Daniel, the Broman.
Yo, what's up?
So, a few disclaimers before we begin. First disclaimer will be that all art that is here in the... all art that does appear here in the game, some of it is home-drawn, other is found on the internet. If we are contacted by the artist to use other art or purchase their art in order to use it, then please contact us. We only want this to be fair for everybody, but what we are thinking of the most is having fun and enjoying a good night together. On top of that, disclaimers as well for music. We might find some royalty-free music that we can play while we are playing our little adventure. We are planning to play every second week from Fridays from 7:30 European time.
Central Europe.
GMT.
GMT, thank you.
You're welcome.
GMT plus 2.
GMT plus 2, yes, that's how it works.
Is it plus 2?
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yeah,
plus 1?
totally.
Plus 2.
Or plus 1.
Okay.
Alright. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, shall we set on to our adventure?
That would be nice. Yes, let's go.
That's precious.
Oh dear lord.
Already derailing.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's D&D for you.
So, our story begins with 4 orphans. 4 people that has been taken in by an elven mage. A high elf, known only as Theldoranis Kalkian. Theldoranis Kalkian has lived a long life. Most of his life he's been training to become what would later be known as the father of artificers, at least here in the world of Irus. And in his travels, he has chosen to train people in their skills. However, as he's getting old, realizing that he's probably too vulnerable to be able to gain children, he has taken to adoption. Adopting our 4 adventurers into his family. Still young and still unprepared, he has taken them under his wing and respected how they each wanted to become when they grew up. However, in that regard, he chose to train them, at least in reading and writing, and a little bit of history about the world and the land.
Ooh.
We start within your home. Theldoranis looks up from his book and gives you all a smile. He closes it with that familiar thought and looks to all of you. All right, children. That's the story for tonight. Now, I'm certain you all are hungry, no? And he gives you all each a waiting look. His eyes falls first upon a young, half-elven girl, seemingly the oldest of them all. Crush, if you would explain your character.
So, if I would what? It disappeared there.
Would you tell us how your character looks?
Well, like in the portrait.
Like in the portrait.
Yeah. A blonde half-elven girl
Blonde, half-elven girl
with green eyes.
with adventure luring in her green eyes.
And I think that you said that she is actually the eldest of the group.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You are the eldest of the group. About 5 years or so. The next one he looks to is another kid. Beatrix.
Yes, this is Yuzu, a changeling child, probably a bit older than in the picture, with white hair and white skin and scary eyes. But I mean, that's how changelings look originally.
It feels like I'm looking at the Grudge here.
Yuzu is in their natural form most of the time as a kid.
He continues forwards. His eyes falls upon next a brass dragonborn child. Roman.
Yes. here we have Gesh in his childhood glory. The brass collar, going all over his body, and his red eyes making him maybe look a little bit intimidating, but he's very kind. I was not prepared for this.
And last but not least, the scarred face of a young, strapping man, Mattis, or Ray Ray.
So the guy's name is Quaid. We might not be a little guy for very long, but he's a very curious character. He likes to explore stuff, and he likes to step on the boundaries of his securities. He likes to feel less secure in his home. So he will climb the trees, and he'll get hurt, and he'll pick a fight where he doesn't need to, but still get hurt anyway. But that's sort of the point of this character, is actually being able to take a few punches.
Take a few punches, and he sure has, as can be seen.
Mm-hmm.
So, Feldoranus looks at you patiently, awaiting, as he asks again, well, are you not hungry?
Well, I'm starving.
I'm fucking starving. Shit.
Yeah, me too,
I
Daddy.
thought you'd never ask.
Good. Go see Mrs. Watkins. Perhaps she has some dinner ready for you.
I run off. As first.
Yeah, I follow.
How old
Yeah, me
are
too.
we actually, by the way? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it was told. Like,
No.
because
It would be nice
How
to know
old-
how old I am.
yes.
Young. You're young. That's what you are.
Yeah, but like 10 or 15 or 8.
So, the eldest of you is Astrid. The next eldest is Quaid, and you actually have 6 years between you two.
Oh dear lord.
Yes. So Astrid is 15, 16 years old. Which makes Quaid and the rest of you between 8 and 10.
Ha! Runts.
What
Your
does
way of
he have
thinking.
on the table?
As you run over to Mrs. Watkins, the short, elderly, gnomish aide that is within the house. She's been here, well, longer than you have known her. She was here when you came, and she'll likely be here when you leave. She has been kind to you all these years, but she has also been strict. She has probably been more strict than your adopted father has. She's never been a mother type of character, but she's been far more of a nanny, making certain you got the manners where you needed to get them, as well as you were eating properly and got to bed early, or at least at good times. But that does not mean that she wasn't kind. She is good at telling stories. She is good at sharing her knowledge about the kitchen with you all. As you run up to her, she smiles and turns around to you and looks at you, Yusu.
Hey, Mrs. V.
Hello, little one. Now, would you be so kind to prepare the dinner table?
Sure. If that means we can eat faster, then yes.
They are over in the plates and the utensils are over in the cupboard. And she points to the cupboard on the other side of the room.
I run.
You run over. She then looks to you, Quaid. Now, there's a bit of chicken, and there's bread, and of course there's a few potatoes. You can put those on the table, Quaid.
You have to get all that in one go? Do I have to go several times? I guess.
You'll have to go several times.
Ah, god damn it. Again, I'm the one who works the most. God damn.
Out of character comment, lazy bum.
He's already a grumpy old man.
All right.
Where are they?
She motions to the table in front of her as she steps off the stool that she uses to look up upon the table. She goes over to you, Astrid. I need your help to clear up after dinner.
Sure.
Good.
No problem.
Good. She opens the oven, and inside, this delightful smell of newly baked breads and roasted potatoes fills the room. She takes off a pair of mitts. She takes on a pair of mitts. She takes on a pair of mitts, and she pulls out the chicken before she goes over to place it upon the table. Not the chicken, sorry, the potatoes and the bread, and places it on the table. She turns around to all of you and say, "All right, dinner is ready. Now come sit and eat."
The way I kind of arrange the table like lazily just to get it done fast. The utensils are probably on the wrong side of the plate, you know, like everything's all over the place.
I don't think I would notice.
You can roll me a sleight of hand.
Me?
Yes.
Wait, this is the kid character she.
It's the one that is out of party, right?
Yeah, it's all over the place. Some of the plates are upside down, and
Yes.
some of the plates are upside down. Some of you has 2 forks instead of a fork and a knife. Astrid, you have a spoon and a knife.
Yuzu, how am I supposed to eat chicken with this?
Sorry, and I rearrange it. I'm like the hyper kid. And I would like to add that out of character that it's not obvious if Yuzu is a girl or a boy, is a changeling. So it's like
Indeed, it's not
it's
obvious.
totally not obvious.
So, while you start to dig in, Veldoranus stands up from his chair, and he goes to place the book back into the shelf. The shelf is filled with a lot of books. Many of them are storybooks that he has read over and over for all of you. And many of them are history books that he has used to teach you. You've all gotten a rather firm grasp of both Common and Elven. And you've all gotten a rather firm grasp on, a starting grasp on writing. After he has placed the book on the in the bookshelf, he starts to head towards the table. As he walks past some of you, he places his hand on top of your head and ruffles your hair. Before he pulls out the chair and sits down. Right. Now, after dinner, you all need to take a bath.
Oh,
No
Wanted
need
to go outside and have some fun instead of playing in a bath. Come on.
I already took one yesterday.
It's gonna be
Day before
dirty
that.
again.
Children, it is getting late, and tomorrow I have a lot of work to do. So you need to take a bath, so you're ready to go to bed early tonight.
All right, father.
Biggest eye roll ever.
Daddy, you want to play my flute?
All right. After dinner, you may take a bath, and you can be awake for, let's say, an hour.
Yes!
Very well. Tomorrow we have to go to the gardens. They need to be trimmed and weeded out. I hope you're all ready. It's gonna be a long day of work.
What do we get if we finish early tomorrow?
What would you like?
I want sweets. That's what I want.
Sweets.
Yes, I
Your
want
teeth
sweets.
are gonna rot.
I don't care. I want sweets.
Well, if we finish early, I'll head into town and see if I can find a few sweets then. So, do we have a deal?
We have a deal. Well, with me. I don't know about the others, but you have a deal with me.
Can I get a new flute as well? Please?
Roll me persuasion.
Let's see. Oh, that doesn't. Oh wait, there we go. Persuasion.
Already have your own flute.
But this one is so old. It's almost broken. I've blown too much
Good.
on it.
While that may be true, perhaps instead, you and Astrid could head into the woods, see if you can find some twigs, and you can try and make your own flute. How does that sound?
Yes.
Yeah, can we do? Yay!
Very well.
Nothing.
Is there anything you would like, Yuzu?
No, I take what I want.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mrs. Watkins will be here to watch you when I head into town for the sweets tomorrow. So, eat up. And
You already ate everything.
Yeah, yeah. I see. Yuzu sitting there like. "Nom, nom, 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 nom."
Yeah.
All right. So, you eat up, start eating the dinner, and you enjoy it. It's delicious, as it usually is when it's Mrs. Watkins that makes the food and not your stepfather. But as you finish up and the plates are cleaned, there's still a few leftovers. Left. But you finish up, and Tholdoranus stands up. He pats off his mouth, piece of cloth, and looks at you all. All right, now, time for baths.
Well, I'm taking up the table first.
Very well. That means Yuzu and Quaid, you two go into the bath first.
I already like dropped clothes halfway to the bathroom, like running with naked butt.
Oh, quite the handfuls you get.
It's so typical you as a player.
So typical of you, so I will take it. Don't worry, Mrs. Watkins.
I wonder if we're going to the same bath. We're still kids.
That's up to you.
Okay.
All right.
I splash him with water.
I splashed you right back.
Okay,
Don't
so
start that game with me.
and then we
Alright.
kind of just start a fight in the bathroom, I guess.
It's gonna get wet.
I'm a bit bigger, I think. I don't think I would fit with another one in the bath.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
Or a teenager.
No,
or something.
you can't do
Yeah.
it. We can have fun. We're only 8 or so years
Yeah.
old.
Well, I guess we're having like a fight in the bathtub. I mean, that's what Yuzu would do.
All right.
I would fucking play along. I love that shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna kick your ass.
As you start to play fight in the bath, Tholdoranus steps up. He looks at you guys. Seems like the others two had taken the first bathroom. which means you take the other Gesh. Oh, come along.
Okay, Daddy.
And as you walk over, he picks up the clothes that Yuzu has thrown around.
Yeah, you just walk around and remove
Picking
things
up our
from the
clothes.
table.
So, most of you are now in bath, as the two of you, Yeshu and Quaid, are fighting in the bathtub. You suddenly hear somebody knocking at the door. Now, it's a bath, not a fighting arena.
But it's so fun!
It's also responsible.
Alright. I calm down a little bit. I'll still do a little squashy every once in a while.
Like as Astrid hears that, he says like it's not a fighting arena. She mumbles like, "Wish we had a fighting arena."
This is what the children want. They want to fight.
I will kick your ass.
So, Astrid, as you clean up the table, Miss Watkins is sitting down. She seems to have already taken forward her embroidery kit, and is starting to embroider on a piece of cloth. Dodoranis walks up to the fireplace. He takes a few logs and puts it into the fireplace. A flick of his wrist, and a small flame is conjured beneath the wood. And so, there's light. As outside and through the windows, you can see how the night is dimming, and evening is coming. After a little time, just change the music.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, I'm not that evil.
The dragon is coming.
Can we roll who wins the fight?
Sure.
I'll bet you your share of the sweets.
You're not even in the deal with the sweets. Are you gonna help me tomorrow with the finishing early?
Yeah.
Okay, then if you win the fight, I'll give you half my sweets.
Okay.
Okay, each of you give me a d20 roll.
D20. Okay. Oh, I'm weak.
Well, you're tiny.
I'm the youngest, but I'm the most enthusiastic.
And you look like the Grudge.
Yes, I do. I'm probably not allowed to leave the house like this.
Yeah. Quaid being older and stronger, easily
And more hard ass.
and more hard ass.
and probably getting fatter as well.
Partly that as well. Seems
Yeah.
to be the one who takes away the victory.
I climb out and I'm go sulking and I smell up, slam the door.
No, remember you owe me half your sweets.
Shut up! I sit down, angry.
Dodoranis turns around. Your clothes are on your seat and on the table. And he turns to you and looks. Didn't even dry off.
I'm like sulking. I'm not talking to him.
With a flick of his wrist, you feel how the water expels from your body. And vaporize into thin air. Yuzu, put on your clothes.
Put on my clothes. I lost again.
Surprise, surprise. I mumble as I walk past.
You are maybe not as big and strong as Quaid, but you are quicker and you are smarter, he says.
I like that. I smile. put my clothes on and sit there, tapping the table.
Right. He walks over to a cabinet and opens it up. Now from it he takes out a small mechanical bird. And he walks back to the table and puts in front of you. Here you go. You can play with that tonight.
Oh,
It's like a wind-up toy.
take it.
Right?
I shake it.
You shake it, and you hear some metal clinging and clanging, and then you notice the key,
Oh.
if that's in the wind-up key in the keyhole.
I'm gonna wind it up.
Okay.
And put it on the table.
All right. You wind it up, and as you place it on the table, it jumps a few steps up on the table, tweeting in a mechanical sound, but close to a bird, as it jumps around in circles before stopping, as you didn't wind it up too far.
Is this type of stuff rare? These mechanical stuff
Yes.
in the world?
Yes.
Oh man, when I tell people what I have at home, they never believe me.
Well, one day they might be more common out there. When more, of course, learn how to make these. Well, these fun little things, he says. Quaid, you finish up your bath. Do you dry
I'm
yourself
drying
off?
off. I'm drying off right now.
Okay. So you dry off. The rest of you also slowly start to finish off your bath, except for Astrid, because she's yet to have a bath.
Yeah, but one of the bathrooms free now, so I'm taking that.
Yeah. All right.
Good luck in there. Wink.
Changing the water, obviously.
I might have peed in it a little.
You manage.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
You notice how the floor around you is soaked. Half the water that was in the bathtub is no longer in the bathtub for some reason.
Always so unruly.
However, you manage to exchange the water. It takes a little bit of time, but eventually it does happen. And in that time, the floor does dry up a little bit. Gesh.
Yeah, Gesh, he, after he got to the bathroom, he took his clothes, so then he sat in the bathtub, literally sitting there and staring in front of him, up until now. The water probably reaching him to his chest, maybe his shoulders, and just sitting there. And he gets out of the bathtub, grabs a towel, pats dry the top of his head, which never even got wet, and then puts on his clothes again. And then, he's all fresh, such a great person that's taking a bath. And then he comes out and he just looks at the others and like, Daddy, can I go play my flute now? And he runs to his room, wherever that is, to get his flute.
You certainly can.
How big is he as a dragonborn kid?
See,
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I mean, is it like a T-Rex running?
As an adult, he ends up being like 6 feet tall and like 255 pounds heavy. So I don't know how that would translate to what.
It's like we're gonna watch.
He's about the same size as Quaid.
We're gonna look at the glass of water and be like,
yes.
Oh God, he's coming.
He's coming.
Indeed. So let me move you to upstairs, which you find, which are your right. So over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you others don't see it.
Nope.
Which one is my room?
You get to pick.
Ah, it's the one with the red color on the bed. Yeah, no, Gesh, runs into his room, just slams the door open, and he looks straight to his nightstand. He's like, haha, yes! And his flute is there, and he runs and grabs it, and then he starts running downstairs and just blowing into the flute with all of his might. And his fingers are just like moving all over the place because he is such a great artist and musician. And the others probably just hear.
Roll me a performance.
Yes, please. I want to yell at this guy.
I was hoping this was going to be bad, so hopefully I rolled bad. Let's see, performance. Yes!
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Astrid submerges.
You can all hear Gesh playing the flute. Gesh, are you coming back down?
Yeah, he's coming back down also. He's running down the stairs. He's like...
All
I'm gonna
right.
break this fucking flute.
You come down, playing the flute with all the capacity that your lungs have for. And poor Mrs. Watkins is easily startled as she pricks herself, as she pricks her own finger. Yes.
Can I play? Can I play some music here to just show you how great this sounds?
I'll allow it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is gonna be horrible.
Headphone users beware.
Everybody, beware of your ears if you're wearing headphones.
I just need to find it. What's that? Oh yes.
I think he just broke his headphones.
What's that called? What's it called? The one with the dinosaurs? Jurassic Park.
What are you?
I don't know.
I don't
There's
know how
one-
many flutes are in that movie.
No one is playing flute in Jurassic Park.
No, wait, hold on.
No.
No one's playing flute in Jurassic Park. No.
Okay. Here we go.
So he's playing the flute so badly that it doesn't even sound like a flute.
Okay, here we go.
Dear Lord.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Basically what it sounds like.
I love it.
Stop torturing that cat!
Stop torturing the cat. You hear somebody in a room. It seems like some on stream couldn't see rolls.
I'm going, yeah! Louder! I'm screaming.
Upon hearing, his quote-unquote little sister, shouting for it to be louder, he just grins the most wicked grin at her, and he's like, yeah, and then takes a deep breath before he once again.
Why? Why, bitch? Why?
Okay.
Oh, God.
So, as you play, and poor Mrs. Watkins is startled, she pricks her own finger, and she looks at you with these harsh eyes. Roll me a wisdom save.
Me?
Yes.
Oh my god. This is Watkins'
Let's
legendary
see,
ability.
see.
Just gonna throw a slipper around your face.
No. Her eyes stare you down, and immediately your music slowly dims as you do become intimidated by her harsh eyes. And she looks at you and she puts down her embroidery kit, rubs her finger where she drew blood. Remember what we talked about? You do not need to blow so hard. Gentle air through the flute. Understood?
Yeah, but she wanted it louder. And he just
Well,
pouts and looks at the
There
guy.
are other people in the house. You need to take into account for everybody.
You're just saying I'm bad at playing.
I'm saying you still need training. You are using too much air.
Out of character comment, he doesn't even need to blow. He blows hard enough as it is.
All right, rein it back.
Yeah, Gesh, like, just folding his arms, holding his flute with one hand. He's like pouting, look at the ground. He's like, but I'm the great musician, Gesh. Everyone likes my music. Why wouldn't anyone like my music?
I
It's
don't
just
like your
because
music.
you're a gnome.
He looks at me. Rather surprised of what you said.
Oh snap!
Now, would you mind handing me the flute?
Oh yes.
Nuh-uh, Daddy said I could play before bedtime.
Thunderan is currently shrugs as he turns back to the shelf for some reason.
He doesn't want any part of this.
No. This is kids. When I grow up, I'm going to be fun, not like you.
Oh.
I can be fun. Now hand me the flute.
Yours just looks at her and he's like, no, see, Daddy walked away. He's fine with me playing. And he puts his flute to his mouth again and is like, ready to start playing again.
Well, if you do not wish to learn, then fine.
Yeah, just he doesn't quite blow it just yet. Like, he's like thinking, considering, like, maybe he isn't as good as he thinks and as good as Yuzu makes him feel like he is. So he slowly approaches the gnome and he's like, I'm sorry, was it Watkins?
Mrs. Watkins, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Miss Watkins. And then he offers the flute to her.
As this has happened. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no. What do you do?
Can I? Is there any food to steal?
Already?
From here?
There are packed away leftovers on the table, yes.
But any, like, forbidden snacks? Like,
Nope.
no, okay,
Could
then
be
not.
jar.
Then, sorry then.
Lost half of it in a bet.
So yes, Miss Watkins, she takes the flute and looks at you with a smile. She she quickly dries the mouthpiece off before she places it to her lips, and she looks at you now with a gentle string, and she starts to play the flute.
Ew, cooties!
I think this is gonna be more pleasant.
Whoa.
You think?
And indeed it is. It is far more pleasant to listen to. It doesn't cut through the ears. Instead, it's actually almost like a and yet it has a jaunt and a happy tune to it that even seems to lighten her mood up. As she finishes, she hands you back the flute. Every gnome has a musical bowl in their body.
Gesh takes the flute and is like, yeah, one day I'm going to be a gnome as well. I'm going to be the best musician in the entirety of Irus. And then he's like waving his hand and flute around like, yeah!
Isn't it Yuzu who can actually be a gnome?
Yeah.
At the moment,
At this point, I transform into a gnome.
okay. Yuzu slowly changes his form, appearing into the appearance of that of a gnome.
It's actually fast. It's one action.
Hmm?
It's fast. It's one action.
Indeed. So over
Sure.
a span of 6 seconds. You turn into a gnome, right besides Quaid. Quaid, you've seen this happen a few times. He has changed into smaller races and kids multiple times. Even you at some point. But this is nothing new.
I probably mocked
Still,
everyone with their own mirror image at one point.
When Yusu turns into Quaid, he's like, "Hello, handsome."
It's like that meme of like the two people is facing each other like, we should do this, yes.
Yes. Back in the bath, Astrid, you've been in the bath now, on the water and everything. You do hear that the music changes to something far more pleasant. As you can hear that you can hear your siblings or step siblings and the others are standing outside.
Whew, I think it's safe now.
It's safe.
I get out and dry myself.
All right. You get out, dry yourself up, and get your clothes on. During this time and the rest of the evening, Mrs. Watkins seems to be continuously broidering, also helping Gesh with his musical studies, giving him a few hints and giving him a few hints as well as a few pointers on how to improve. So the Ranis turns to one of the bookshelves and he takes out a scroll. She opens up and looks over. As the outside turns darker and darker and evening is surely closing in, you use the last hour that you have before bed to do what you want to do. So each of you, we know Gesh is playing flute. Yushu is transforming into people.
I'm gonna transform into Quaid.
Okay. Quaid, what are you doing?
And I'm gonna make stupid faces and like, look, this is how dumb you look.
Brilliant.
What about you, Quaid? What are you up to?
Well, at first I was listening to a pleasant flute, and then my supposed sister beside me transforms into a gnome. I laugh at that because it's hilarious. And then she transforms into me. Then I look at her with an angry face. Hey, we agreed! No more of this! You end up stealing my sweets. So I guess I'm discussing with Yuzu and having a little friendly fight, I guess.
All right. As per usual, you two have a little and fun bout with one another. Astrid, how about you?
Astrid finds herself a storybook to read.
All right.
Like one with adventures and bravery, heroes, evil times, all that crap.
All right. You look through the books, the many books that have been bought over the years. All the books that are downstairs here are either cooking books or history or storybooks, a few language books as well. But you find one, and it's a common tale. Tales of a hero that once existed, a man known as the Dead Wave,
Ooh.
who went by another name known as Rokrav Ref.
Oh.
Nice.
Story of him. You're reading a strong fighter who fought in a war against evil and demons, and held back the tide almost by himself. Of course, he had the aid of the Black Tusk Brigade, his companions that he fought alongside with till the very end. So, evening continues, and finally, as time seems to have passed, Delaranus turns around with a scroll in hand. He draws a hand over it as dust seems to shimmer from it and fall to the floor. The light in the room dims ever so slightly. The fireplace as well seems to slowly die out. And he looks around. All right, children. It's been an hour. Time to sleep.
Just gonna finish the chapter.
I run.
You can take...
Do you ever do anything else?
I find
run.
Quaid
I
and
run
around.
straight after. I run after her. That's what I do.
You'll
never catch me.
By the way, I still have that scene stuck in my head when Gesh runs down with a flute like.
Weep.
I mean, it's a bizarre scene.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
that's for certain.
the thing is, Gesh is doing the same thing now, but in reverse. He's going up the stairs this time.
When I actually took the little mechanical bird with me.
Okay.
Astrid takes a little extra because she finishes the chapter and then she
Alright.
puts the book back.
She's older,
Alright.
so.
Astrid is older, yes. So, you all start to head upstairs, one by one. Mrs. Watkins seems to get ready to clean downstairs as she goes over to the cabinet and takes out a broom.
Take a while in the bath.
Good night, I say before I head up.
Mrs. Watkins waves at you all. Sleep well, children.
Oh, I'm way
Good night, Miss
past that.
Watkins.
I'm already upstairs.
Yeah. So, you each hurry up to the second floor.
Wow, what happened? It's black. Ah, there we go.
Shit.
There you are. Where each of you have your own room.
Need to go potty.
Dibs on green bed.
Dibs on blue. Dibs on blue.
I don't care which bed I'm taking.
Do we have toys and stuff here as well?
There are toys as your essentials in your room.
Can I have a wooden sword?
Sure.
Yay.
The adventurer blood in Astrid.
Oh, hell yeah.
Indeed. So you have your own rooms, and you enjoy the rest of the evening in them. Yuzu, of course, gets on the putty.
Why are you always these kind of characters?
It's who I am.
Theldoranis seems to keep an eye out for everyone, for them to return to their rooms. As you all return to your rooms, he walks about and looks in and says good night to each and every one of you.
Gesh looks at him when he comes to Gesh's room. He's like, "Good night, Daddy," and then he jumps up onto his bed, jumping on his bed and playing his flute in like a rocky manner. But it's not really good though. It's you heard how it was earlier. It's literal shit, but it is kind of like.
Everyone else have soundproofed their rooms.
He looks at you, Gesh. It's time to put the flute away and go to bed, Gesh.
Okay, Daddy. He puts his flute under his pillow and lies down in this bed under the covers, and he closes his eyes. He's like, like pretending to be sleeping.
Roll
Fess up.
roll me a performance since you don't have deception. Do you have deception? Yeah, you have deception. Roll me deception.
That would be a critical fail.
Aw.
We don't have critical fails.
I know, you told me.
But
It's kind of
Tyrannus
You just play.
Tyrannus comes in to the room at this point. And he takes the flute. He takes the flute and makes certain that you're tucked in properly.
As he takes the flute, Gesh is kind of like, his eyes are like bare, like just like he's pretending to be, has his eyes closed, he's like barely looking through him, and like as the father tries to take the flute, he's like trying to grab it, like.
He goes, I know you're not sleeping. It's no one else to
Yes,
sleep
I
at
am.
that. No one answers in this sleep, Gesh.
I'm sleepwalking.
Give me the flute.
Okay, and he like turns around his bed to face the wall, kind of like.
Sleep tight.
You too, Daddy.
Smiles as he
I
takes
just-
the flute and goes outside.
I can
I'm not in the
picture him
same room.
like I can picture him like hiding different kind of instrument in his room.
Why always needs a new flute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like his chest at the end of the bed, like it's not filled with toys. It's like just instrument upon there, as like it's lost throughout the years.
Indeed, indeed. So, night falls. And finally, slowly, each and every one of you is asleep. It's a long night. A long, dreamless rest that you all have. But as morning comes and light tickles in through the doors, you all start to slowly wake up. Early in the morning. Bright and early. Who'll be the first to wake up?
Oh, me.
At the same time.
Yushu and Quaid, you two wake up around the same time. Restless as you are, full of energy.
I'm a
Both of them
teenager, so I'm like,
sleep
When if we like step out in front of our door at the same time, I'm gonna like look at him and like race you to the table.
I don't even have a shirt on. I only have underpants. Like, oh shit, let's go.
Run and probably wake Astrid as wait.
Yeah, but she's a teenager, so she's lying there like.
Shut up! I'm trying to sleep.
I need my beauty sleep.
Right. So so two of you race downstairs. Both of you. Let me see.
In underwear.
Yeah.
And as I arrive to the bottom of the stairs, I'm trying to play it cool, like,
Both of you roll me a dex save.
Oh God. You're gonna
Did
fall.
I?
You're gonna fall. To
Oh,
your death
that
now.
was a straight dexterity. That doesn't. No, that was a save. I am.
You are using the wrong character sheet.
No.
Ray Ray.
Oh,
No,
hey.
Ray Ray.
Which one do I press?
You use the one that's just called Quaid.
Oh Jesus! Fuck.
Is the one that is not sorted under party.
Yes.
My mouse is gonna play with me. Hold on.
Should have done like the name and then child. You know,
Yeah, I probably should have.
it makes it more clear.
What's worse than a rapist? A child.
Huh?
So
Oh,
it is the
what?
dexterity stat. Is it this? I don't know if I know.
I don't know what it's
No,
called.
that's
You
the
know,
same
with
shit.
the parenthesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one that's not party. You have to open the one called Quaid that is not on the party. It looks like a
Probably
text
on the top.
like that. Up in the top. Right under asterisk in the top.
Then I just press dex.
Dex save. There's
yeah,
dex
under,
save.
there's saving throws. Just text then.
There is saving throws.
Yeah, there's the
This
saving
one.
throws.
Is
Yes.
that the right one? Okay.
That's the right
Jesus
one. That's the
Christ.
right
So
one.
many. So many. What are you doing here?
So you manage to run. You both manage to run down without breaking a leg.
Lucky.
But the
It's a
faster one,
miracle.
is gets down first. Slowly.
That's me.
Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, so I get down first.
Yeah. Yuzu gets down first.
I think she has more dex than me.
I can imagine Gesh singing in his sleep.
Probably.
Probably. Next one to wake up. That would probably be Gesh.
Yeah. Gesh, you know, he wakes up, you know, got a little dino stretch in his bed. And then he rolls out of bed, you know, scratches his side or something, you know, like yawning. And then he walks over to his little chest here and opens it and looks inside and is like, takes out 2 sticks from it. And then he starts running downstairs, slamming the sticks on the walls and the railing and so on, like as if he's playing drums. Not in rhythm though, it's kind of like, yeah.
All right.
As he runs past my room, I
Oh, yeah,
yell, "I hate you!"
He'll probably stop at Astrid's door and like doing a little drum solo, like, wake up, Exis! And then continue run downstairs.
Astrid flies out of bed like, whoa!
At this point, Astrid, it's impossible for you to sleep.
Cranky teenager.
Yeah.
As there's now so much noise, it's basically just impossible to just sleep.
Walking to my chest, opening it, grabbing my wooden sword, and walking downstairs.
Shit got real.
Shit.
Okay, so I would assume that this is not the first time this has happened.
No, definitely not the first time things has happened.
Probably a morning ritual.
Yeah. Like someone pisses Astrid off, she runs after them with her sword.
So Astrid, you come downstairs. Where you can see that it's already making dinner or making breakfast.
Making dinner. Wow, I slept in.
Making breakfast. So Miss Watkins already making breakfast. As you all come down, noisy as you are, she turns around. The table is already ready and set. She goes up, places some bread, some cheese.
I was planning to run and
little
jump
bit
off
of
the table and
a
play
little-
eardrums.
and meat and salt. But also milk and water on the table. Doesn't seem to be eggs this morning. Either pancakes.
Wait, there are pancakes?
No, there's not.
Oh, okay.
No
Neither
bread
egg.
and cheese and meat. That's what I think.
Yes.
And milk.
And milk.
And of course, I'm having a lot of the meat, a lot of the bread, a lot of the cheese, and a lot of the milk.
I bet I can eat more than you, Quaid. Yeah, Yuzu is very competitive. He wants to be the strong.
This is not even a competition. I'm gonna fucking
It
crush
is
you.
now.
Not now. I'm gonna crush you.
Miss Watkins turns around and looks. Now eat properly. No competitions at the table.
God damn it.
As
As Astrid comes down, she walks up to Gesh and attempts to like hit one of the sticks out of his hands.
yeah, I'll allow that to happen because it makes sense. But as Astrid comes down, you know, Gesh, she has come down the stairs. He has nothing to hit on, to like starts banging the sticks together and like, bah, 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 yeah, oh, la, la, la. And then he sees Astrid and he's like, and then one of the stick just flies away from being hit, and he like takes his other stick and he's like, "How, you wanna fight? Huh? I'll beat you!" And then he just runs away and hides like, I don't know, behind the cupboard over here.
Astrid walks towards him like looking really cranky.
Actually, as Gesh runs, it's probably like just shouting like, "Miss Watkins, she's trying to kill me! I'm just being a musician, help!"
You brought it on yourself, Gesh.
Love, that's what you want.
Like he like peek around the corner of the wardrobe and like seeing Astrid comes close, he probably runs over the table and tries to jump under it to hide, most likely just crashing into it and knocking it over.
Gesh, I have told you before, don't do that in the morning.
Gesh just looks at her and is like folding his arms like, "Oh yeah, what are you going to do?"
I do like
sorry.
I do like a little routine with my sword, like.
Gesh like widens his eyes like, "Why do you always have to be so violent? Can't we all just be friends?" And he like starts banging his one stick on his head because he doesn't have the other. Like he's like, yeah.
Starting to wonder if he's a little bit retarded.
Speaking of violence.
At this point, you hear steps coming down the stairs as you slowly see Valdoranus coming down.
Daddy,
Step by
help!
step. Gesh, put the table back where it were. Children, breakfast. And then we are going out into the garden.
Right.
Gesh looks at the
I'm gonna
table like,
eat extra much so I can finish early today and get sweets.
Astrid, no weapons at the table.
All right. Walks over and places it, leaning it towards the wall, and then walks back.
Gesh looks at the table like it's like flipped over, but it's like roughly at the same place. And he's like looking at it like, "What do you mean, Daddy? It is where it belongs." And then he like runs over to the table, throws the stick behind him, and sits down.
He takes a deep breath before he sits down at his usual seat at the table.
I'm just curious, what's your intelligence?
-1.
No, it's actually very low. It's like, like when he's an adult, it is 0.
Shit,
What?
where's mine?
No, that's the modifier. What's the number under it?
Oh, 10.
Oh, then it's the average.
Yeah, but he's a kid.
Yeah.
So right now it's below average, so...
Yeah. In more than one way.
Mine is actually the same as yours when we're adults, so...
Right.
So, Father,
Yes.
are we gonna get a little sister or brother anytime soon? I'm kind of done being the youngest.
I had not planned on more children anytime soon, Yuzu.
No.
Gesh leans back in his chair and is like, yeah, that's good, Daddy, because we wouldn't want someone to kill them like they're trying to kill me. And he like glares at Astrid like,
No one's killing anybody.
he just looks
No.
between Astrid and this sword, kind of like, are you sure about that?
I'm
Astrid is not paying any mind to Gesh right now. She's just eating.
Now eat up. It's gonna be a long day. I'm certain that we have gotten a lot of crops ready for the day, ready for months to come. It is about harvest time after all. And so you sit down and you enjoy your breakfast as you eat up, fill your bellies, and get the energy that you need for the day's work. This is not the first time you've been in the garden. You've been in the garden a lot of times before. There's been summer crops, autumn crops, winter crops. You all have a good hand on how nature works, on how to handle food, and how to harvest from the wilds. So, after finishing breakfast, Thunderrise stands up and he looks to each one of you. All right, collect your plates. And the eyes shut.
Gesh looks at him and grabs his plate like, thank you for the lovely breakfast, Miss Watkins. May I be excused? And then he's like, winking at her like,
Well, yes, Gesh, you may.
yes! And he like goes and puts his plate on the, my roll 20 is lagging so much. Puts his plate on the table and then he starts slowly making his way up the stairs, trying to sneak his way up.
Thunderrise turns around and looks at you. And where are you going, Gesh?
Gesh just freezes in place like, I'm going outside, Daddy, to help with the crops, but I need to put on proper clothes first, and shoes.
Good. You two as well, and he looks to you to inquire. You need to put on some clothes.
Yes! Let's get right on that.
Gesh
I'm gonna do it first.
No, I'm gonna.
Children, your plates.
My plate is going over here. Thank you for a lovely dinner, and then I'm gonna rush upstairs and try to get out.
Thanks, Mrs. B.
And I calmly take my plate and puts it away.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for breakfast.
Gesh
And I will
runs.
overtake Gesh if I have to, if he's so
Yeah,
slow.
Gesh is running as well. He's running and he's like going straight into Astrid's room, slowly closing the door and running and hiding under her bed. Bread? What?
Bread?
My siblings are so hyper.
We are 10-year-old. I mean, what do you want?
Well, you're just a zombie, there's a difference.
So, in that case, Gesh, roll me a stealth.
What are you doing in my room?
He's trying to hide under her bed. Stealth. I don't have
oh,
stealth on
You
this.
don't have stealth, so that's a dex. Roll me a straight dex.
Do I roll perception then?
Yes, you do.
I have perception.
Tails
And I still don't see you.
Ha!
I did not expect that.
Low rolls tonight. So, yeah. You're well hidden, Gesh.
What? Oh, Gesh watches as Astrid gets changed.
No, like he can't be seen if he doesn't see them. So like laying up against the wall, like kind of like hiding like this against the wall with his hands around his eyes. So he only sees the wall. That way,
My
no
God.
one can see him.
Okay.
There's our panels.
Oh, there's this wood. It's starting to rot.
Right. So, Gesh, what are you doing hiding?
No, he's just hiding. He doesn't want to go out to work.
Because he can, why not? I
Like,
have.
Why would someone suspect to look for Gesh in Astrid's room when his room is across the hall? You know,
Big
like
brain!
exactly.
I mean,
Oh my god.
So,
I
Gesh, so Astrid, you get you get changed. So does Yuzu and Quaid.
no, I actually have my shirt on backwards and I have mismatched shoes because I'm so in a hurry to beat Quay.
That makes sense.
Well, I'm a little bit more careful. I need the clothes properly because I need to work very hard today. So it's on right. So maybe I'm a bit slower than you this time. Fucking.
Oh god, my siblings are idiots.
You said it. But yes, you quickly throw. You should quickly throw on some clothes. Quaid as well. Quaid, you come out to just see the back of Yuzu heading down the stairway, and you see
front.
that. You can see that he has his backwards on, and it's definitely not the same kind of shoes he has on, nor the same kind of socks.
This is just a hilarious session, I'm saying.
The best roleplay ever.
Session 0 is perfect.
I salute Teldoranis. Proudly.
He looks at you before he leans down. He helps you put on your shirt correctly.
Oh. Oops.
Oops.
Your shoes are also wrong.
It's fashion. I saw it in the city.
As we were in the city 2 months ago.
Yeah, well. So you're saying it's out of fashion now?
I'll never understand the young. Away from his chair. Shortly after Quaid follows down, all properly dressed.
And then comes Astrid, proper dressed.
All right. Last but not least, Astrid comes downstairs. Now, you're all downstairs, except for one. And Teldoranis looks around and goes, "Where's Gesh?"
I don't know. I don't care.
Did we see him go into Astrid's room? Because we were racing, we might have been quick enough to see where he went.
I didn't see him in there.
I'd assume that like he started moving before everyone else, and like as he got to the stairs
Yeah,
after. Yeah, I'd assume that like at most like Quaid and Yuzu might have perhaps like just seen like Astrid's door closed, like just bare like when it clicks closed.
Yeah, I would say that you hadn't seen Gesh run into Astrid's room.
Are we playing hide and seek because no one told me?
We're not playing hide and seek.
Oh.
Astrid.
Yeah?
Would you be so kind to go find Gesh?
Okay, sure.
Thank you. So Astrid heads upstairs once again. You may... Astrid, you may... Here. Investigation.
Right. There it is. Oh!
So you start looking around. First you look into Gesh's room. You turn around everything, but you don't see him anywhere in there. Next, you go to your own room, knowing that he's the kind of kid that is special.
You probably just hear like from under your bed. Why do I keep saying bread? You probably
Thinking too
hear,
much about bread.
Yeah, He ate too much bread for breakfast. That's why. No, you probably just hear under your bed. You just hear like. I'm so smart.
I stand by the bed and go.
Gesh like lying there like once again like he's making his grasp around his eyes like towards the wall like even tighter so that it's there's no gaps between his fingers and like he just sees the wall or complete darkness, nothing. He can't be seen.
Gesh, come out of there! I'm gonna
see you. You can't see me. Yay!
Gesh, come out of there! I'm gonna break your flute.
Gesh just like screams like, no, not the flute. Then he just runs downstairs starting to cry.
Oh. His weak spot.
As he comes down, he's like, Daddy, Astrid is trying to break my flute.
She can't. I still have your flute.
You're right. He runs upstairs to go hide under the bed.
Stop him!
As you start to run upstairs, Thal calls for you. Gesh, work.
Gesh like, okay, like.
Astrid is also coming down the stairs, so.
Yeah, like sniffling, like still just wearing his underwear from breakfast, like wiping at his eyes, like looking at his the father, like okay. And then he starts slowly walking outside.
All right, children.
Father,
Let's head up. Yes.
I need some sweets too, because I lost the bet yesterday against Quaid, and I have to give him half of my sweets. I must honor the contract.
Roll me deception.
It's true.
No, the bet was for you to help him, and if you lost, and if you won, you got his sweets.
No, I mean, okay.
You won. You won. After all. Oh, okay.
I'm deceptive.
Deceptive. But not.
No.
Oh!
Snap.
He looks at you. What have I said about lying?
I'm better than that.
Yes, you are. Let's head into the garden. And when I go into town, I'll make certain everybody gets a little bit of sweets. So,
Don't fuck about.
he awaits you all to follow him.
Wade follows him eagerly. He needs to do this super quick.
I need to help him.
Oh, shit. I need to pan.
As they come out, Gesh is like, standing there in his underwear, and he's like standing over some flowers and like leans down and very carefully picks up a flower, pulls it out from the ground, moves to an empty spot with no flowers, places it down and looks at Astrid. Astrid, I'm done, I worked, can we go make that flute now?
Gesh, put on some clothes.
Okay. And then goes in and puts on clothes.
You go in, and after some time, come out again, wearing your clothes. Everybody waiting on you, a little bit impatient, but eventually.
Can Dragonborn blush?
It's your fault if we don't get any sweets.
Are Dragonborn able to blush?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Okay, yeah. When Quaid says that, Gesh kind of like folds his arm, blushing. He's like, "I'm sorry."
Put in the work like the rest of us, and then you might get some sweets.
But I don't want sweets. I want a new flute.
Well, you can give me your sweets, and I'll help you with your flute, huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Fucking master dealer over here.
It's the beginning of an empire.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
I have
started
all the sweets.
Drug Empire.
So, let's see. Heading in to the garden. You
Oh, sorry.
can see the produce that has been grown. Seems to be carrots, cabbages, and beets. Seems to be ready to be. Some of them seem to be ready to be plucked from the soil. Then Oranis walked over to the shed that you have and enters it. After some time, he comes out again with a few working materials. All of them seems to have been made in a way that they're safe for children to use without harming them or other children. Child safe material, child safe workplace.
That makes Astrid sad, probably.
Probably.
Yes, I want you guys to hurt yourselves.
And so, Astrid, no. So he puts you all to work. As you walk through the fields, picking up roots, cabbages. You may all do me a. Just a moment. See, nature be a intelligence. Just straight intelligence.
Intelligence.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm losing hope. Oh, I'm losing hope. Quaid?
Hold on. Just pressed it, nothing happened.
Quaid does it, damn. Okay.
Damn.
You got the brains, yo! Unlike you, Gesh, what the fuck did you roll?
I rolled an
I
8,
rolled a
hello?
3. Because I'm probably not even paying attention, so.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
The only one who's really in gardening, especially because he wants the job done quick, seems to be Quaid.
It's funny because I'm a gardener in real life as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Gesh is distracted with thoughts like, "Can you grow flutes?"
No, I guess it's more like he's like pulling it out and then like takes a bite, like, and then putting it back in again in the ground.
Right. So, eventually, after several hours of work,
Obviously,
Yo.
getting carried by me.
obviously getting carried by Quaid, who seems to be the one who is actually making, who's actually doing the most of the work and cleaning up after Gesh and Yusu at times.
Like 30% of like, or get like walking from one plot to the other, like back and forth between the different, and they're like testing each, like, nope, put it back down.
Astrid, as the teenager she is, she's like, "Ew, dirt."
Oh, I want to go like I'm gonna grab a worm and I'm gonna go, Astrid, look, and I'm gonna dangle the worm.
No, she doesn't scream. She doesn't scream at that. She's like, "So."
Don't you think it's disgusting?
No.
Throw it at
I'm kidding.
We're not
Some
like
work.
the other girls.
Wade is too busy working. He's working. He's got to carry all of these cunts.
Indeed. Quaid carries the work as you fixing up the garden. You managed to get a good amount of fresh produce. Some of it seems to have been nibbled upon. And afterwards, the garden looks like a little bit of a mess. Places. And Gesh has been walking, which seems to be a little bit frustrating.
You're cutting out.
Yeah, you're cut out.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Alright, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Great. All right. So after you're done, and there are a few plots of land that's a little bit mishandled. Theodoranus sighs as you all or stands outside of the plots, and he heads inside in order to fix it up a little bit.
I mean,
He seems
like,
to
my
replant
stream
some seeds
is rated,
well
like,
in the meantime, and that's well
for,
takes
it's for
some
adult
time.
audiences, like, I don't
But
care about the
eventually,
swears.
you finish the work as you get to near afternoon. It is a lot of work, and you are happy that you got a big breakfast, because right about now you're starting to feel peckish, a little bit hungry after having spent so much energy.
A little bit extra hungry.
Gesh is not
Great
hungry.
indeed. Oh yeah, Gesh is not hungry. He's been nibbling.
That was one of my best pranks as a kid.
That is a great prank.
That is a great prank. So after you're done working, Theodoranus looks to all and says, "Right, we are all now dusty and dirty, aren't we?"
Wade looks at the others and says,
This
"Some
means
more
that
than the rest."
if you are trying to say that we have to shower again,
You have to shower again.
I'm gonna jump in the well. Can I jump in the well?
No, you can't.
Really?
Like, wee!
Wait, is that deep or is it like?
It's a deep well.
Oh, okay, then no. I'm not suicide. It looked like it was like a small one.
Small spawn.
Juicer jumps in like, I regret nothing!
I'd
It's a
rather
rather deep
die.
well. It's a rather deep well. But yes, you hurry. He looks to you and says, "Very well. Now I will head to town, and I will get a little bit of sweets for us all, while you go take a bath and enjoy yourselves until I'm home. Right?"
Okay, Daddy.
Can I be out in the woods for a bit?
Yes, you did promise. Yes.
Yes.
Thanks.
Gesh, like, runs over to Astrid to take your hand and, like, start going towards the woods.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Let's just move over there.
So as you into house, and some of you perhaps going to get a bath, we'll see that. Mr. Kelkin, of Theodoranus, take his leave for the town. Meantime, let's start with Quaid and Yusu. What are you two doing?
Used to and I tell her, "I bet I can climb up to the top of the tree faster than you can."
I started running.
Oh God.
So you run
What tree
around.
does he point at?
So you run around the fence and
Yeah.
the first and largest tree.
Exactly.
All right.
Wait, we have to start at the same
Climbing.
time.
Okay,
3,
okay.
2, 1.
Climb.
All right. So both of you. Okay. Yusu, you have to roll me a strength. Quaid, you can roll me athletic.
Oh,
Damn. Like we said before, Quaid is a hard ass.
yeah.
As long as
I'm
I
trying
keep
so
doing this.
hard to beat him.
Quaid once again proves why he is the oldest and strongest. climbing up the tree faster than you. So he seems to be getting perched from where he's standing. And even though you keep pace with him for a few moments, at some point he just suddenly is so much higher than faster than you had expected. He's capable of pulling himself up with his own strength.
I want to be strong. Why am I so weak, Wade?
It's because you're a girl. You can't do anything about it.
I don't. I read this that changelings don't have until 18 years old. They don't like. I mean, what do they actually have? Because I read that they get like a default gender at 18, but until then it's like.
Yeah.
They're like a Barbie doll until then.
Yeah.
No, but you need to poop somewhere. So you have to have something. I don't know.
Hey Gesh, let's go to the pond.
For you,
Yeah.
it kind of switches.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, you could
Not a
change into
girl.
me, and you could change into other people. Like you're
Yeah.
something.
I'm not a girl. I can be whatever I want to be.
Well, then you could just change into me and climb the tree.
I change it to him and try.
No change into him. You do retain the same strength.
I know, but
I
She
know,
doesn't know
I know,
that.
you know, but he doesn't know. So you retain the same strength. Try and climb like he do, but it's not the same. You might look like Quaid, but wait.
oh,
I'll just be a minute.
Meantime, not then.
Well,
You just have to climb more trees. I climb trees all the time. It's super fun.
I'm
Gesh
gonna
and
work out.
Astrid are by the pond. Gesh is like, a little bit like, kicking a little bit in the water a little every now and then. But he's like mainly looking around for like a branch or stick that could like, make a decent flute.
Alright, you can roll me a perception. If you haven't. Okay. So you look around for a stick. But you find a few sticks. Most of them are not thick enough to be to be turned into flutes. However, they seem to be really good drumsticks.
Yeah. Yeah, Gesh, a little bit sad that he hasn't found a stick yet. It could be a flute because he really wants that new flute. His old one, it has female cooties on them after the gnome played on it. So he's like picking up these sticks that makes good drumsticks and like he's like look at Astrid and like so Gesh he found a few sticks that makes good drumsticks. So he like picks them up and like looks at Astrid with like a smirk and then it's like a 1, a 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 and he starts smacking the sticks together.
Astrid doesn't really care. She's looking for a good stick to use as like a sword.
roll me perception or investigation.
Investigation it is, I think. Which one is better for me? Perception is better.
You look around. The only good stick you can find are branches, or it's a branch or stick strung onto the tree. So you walk over to the pond. Water is running gently over it all, through and through. It's calming and delightful.
I look for skipping stones.
All right, do a perception.
Oh, come on!
I love that it's also a six, but okay. You find one single skipping stone, but it is a little bit janky to look at.
Mm. A little what?
Hmm?
What do you mean? It's what?
A little bit janky. It's not like good skipping stone.
Ah.
It's not entirely flat as you would.
Okay. Yeah. Scratch that idea. I'm gonna like pick up a few stones and throw at targets like trees and stuff on the other side of the little creek there.
All right. So you pick out a few stones and fruits, or
Yeah, it's like target practice with rock throwing.
all right, you do that. So you enjoy your time with your brother. You can see how the fish swimming through the waters upstream, up around the bend towards the bridge. In the distance, you can hear footsteps coming towards the house.
Like from horses?
Yeah.
You hear that, Gesh?
Gesh like looks at Astrid.
Gesh stops for a moment, like.
Yeah. No, he like drumming the sticks together, and like when Astrid says that, he like stops and like looks at her and like listens, and like when he hears the hoof step, he's like, oh, maybe it's like a does or something that like think that this is like a buck that's fighting each other. Yeah, and then he starts swinging those sticks together much harder, and he's like, yeah, come on, give us some food, and he like stands there just swinging those sticks together.
All right. So you keep swinging those sticks around as you get. After some time, however, you can see the shapes of two people coming up around the bend. Up. You are obscured by a few bushes. What do you do?
I'm going to try to stalk them from the vegetation.
Okay, so you're trying to be stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me.
Better than your last 2 rolls.
Stealth, right?
Yeah, stealth.
Decent.
That's a decent. How about you, Gesh?
Gesh, like, when he sees Astrid moving away, he, like, stops playing the, quote-unquote drum set, and, like, looks at her, like, all scared, like, as she's, like, prowling, and he's like, oh no, they're coming to kill us, and, like, goes down on all 4 and starts, like, crawling after, Astrid.
Lizard.
I see him as a lizard, you know, like.
Yeah.
So you also try.
I think
Yeah.
Quaid and I are just playing up in the tree, like probably throwing acorns at each other.
Yeah, we're at the top of the tree. Well, I am. I don't know about you.
No, I made it up just slower. Or you helped me up.
Oh, I helped you up. I help you up if I can
Yay.
reach.
Okay, so you help him up.
I need to roll dexterity, don't I, for the stealth? Because I don't have
Yep.
stealth, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
How is
The
everyone
lizard.
better than me?
The lizard.
So somehow, Gesh's shiny scale doesn't seem to reflect the light as much as it used to, as he easily hides within these woods, and becomes even more stealthy than you, Astrid.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be salty.
What? My rolls are garbage.
How far can we see from the top of the tree when we are not quarreling?
Aren't you always?
I mean, let's
It's
be
kind of your thing now.
yeah.
You see
You
Astrid...
cannot. They can't. You can actually see Astrid, I'd say. but you cannot see what they're doing. So, you hear, you take a closer look. You manage to see two coming. One is, both of them are riding horses. One of them seems almost too large. A large, hulking, gray-skinned man. Just
They look mean.
a large, hulking, gray-skinned man, riding alongside.
So it's like a Tauren on a horse.
Basically, yes. Let's bring it in. But yeah, a large, gray-skinned man with tattoos.
You are cutting out a lot.
Damn it!
Maybe you need to turn your voice activation sensitivity lower.
Yeah, I think so.
On Discord, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about this? How's this?
Now it's fine, but
Oh,
But we don't know until you start talking. For a while.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't know until we start talking. But he's a large. He's Goliath, basically. Tattoos down over his face, wearing a heavy blue coat over his shoulders. He's riding upon a black horse, and besides him is an elf. Pale skin, blue eyes, and long white hair. Seems he doesn't seem to be young, but he is definitely younger than Eldora. As you see them coming right up along, they stop at some point. The elf turns to look towards you, Astrid.
Astrid dives into a bush.
Astrid dives into a bush, and you can't help but feel that his eyes are still upon you. At this point, you two and Quaid are capable of hearing the hoof steps as well, as they come closer to the.
Wait. No. What do we do?
I don't know. They have horses.
We should tell Mrs. Watkins.
Yeah, I guess we have to climb down first. This is the bigger problem.
Indeed.
As
She's in danger.
So
Stranger danger.
Yes.
I guess I want to try and help you down along with myself down. So
Okay.
teamwork. No.
I'll allow it. No rolls needed here. Eventually, you get down from the trees and onto the soft grass.
Then we run.
Yes, we run.
as
You run.
Tell.
Yes.
as Astrid jumps into the bush, Gesh kind of like looks after her and looks towards the sound of the hoof steps and sees the people and is like full on in his lizard mode. He continues to go on all four and like he like kind of like eats a little bit off the grass and continues walking.
How tall is that fence?
The fence is not very tall. It's about 1 meter high.
I run for the fence.
And
Okay.
as
Yes, you're left in the woods.
yeah, and as Gesh just like continues walking on his four, occasionally eating some grass, and kind of like cuckoo, cuckoo, and continues slowly walking into the bush and then past it and down to the river. You're like walking, eating grass, cuckoo, cuckoo.
Camouflage.
No, you should totally walk around, eat grass, and be like, "Mrrr."
It's like
So-
a bird
As
sound.
you do that, as you do that, they look at you as you basically reveal yourself. Interesting child.
You have no idea.
Wait, does he say that loud enough for me to hear that?
No, they don't.
Oh. Damn.
They keep traveling forwards on horses. You, Quaid and Yushu, come inside.
Scream for Mrs. Watka.
I climb the fence and run towards the house.
All right.
Gesh lies down under
Try
this
to
little
get
bush.
the attention of Miss Watkins if she's still there.
She's standing by the oven.
Miss Watkins,
Quick!
Hmm?
we have
She's there.
people are coming down the road on horses.
To kill us!
I don't know about that. They don't look that nice.
Astrid walks to grab her sword.
Oh. Well, we were not supposed to have guests. Astrid, why are you picking up this? I'm certain they're not here to kill us. Don't worry, children. How did they look?
One guy looked like an elf. The other guy was really big.
Some
Really
sort of
big. And I don't
big
know, was
brute.
gray.
Right. Where's Gesh?
They got him already.
I haven't seen Gesh for a while.
he's still sneaking around out there.
He's
And
invisible.
you left him out there? She looks at you,
I mean-
Astrid, with disappointed eyes.
I mean, I could never be able to persuade him to come with me when he started doing something.
He's your brother. Hurry.
I'm sure he's fine out there.
Now you hush. Head upstairs. Take your siblings. Head upstairs.
All right, come on.
Somehow teleported out.
What the hell?
We got moved.
Somehow you teleported outside.
Come on, kids, let's go upstairs. Upstairs to the front lines.
Front
I'm using a mouse pad. Stop blaming me.
Right, I'm blaming all of you. So let's big screen here. So, guess they pass you. Happens as they keep walking. Eventually, you can see that they're near the house as they get off their horses.
We have windows in our rooms, right?
You do.
Yeah.
Big windows, like we three of us could like.
I'm just going in with Astrid because that's what I was told to do.
We're like,
Yes, like.
Hey, move! I need to see as well.
Oh,
Astrid, get your boobs out of the way.
wow. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't have any boobs.
Like as the people continued from like over here, Gesh like kind of like walks out of the bush, like still on all fours, like trailing behind them from to bush, like occasionally eating grass every now and then, like cuckoo, cuckoo. And then as he sees them dismount, he still has his sticks, those are still in his hands as he's walking. So he like stands up and runs behind him like, "Hey guys, look!" And he like, 1, 2, what's that for? And starts playing the sticks again.
As you do that, the Goliath. Take it easy, Masses.
it's so absurd.
As you do that, the Goliath turns round and he looks at you. He lifts a towards you. You see a glow, this greenish light, before the elf places a hand upon his shoulder. It's just a kid.
Gesh, when he hears that, like he's just a kid, Gesh looks at the elf like, "What do you mean? I'm Gesh, the greatest musician this world has ever seen." Boom, 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 ba-da-ba-da-da. Occasionally, like smacking his head, and then like back to smacking the sticks together, like, boom, yeah, yeah.
We see him from the window, don't we?
You see him from the window.
Astrid's like,
Do you have more weapons? We need swords.
You get more retarded since yesterday.
yeah.
Maybe.
His situation is deteriorating.
He hasn't learned to play his flute in a while, so like his intelligence is dropping because he's not keeping up his brain work by playing the flute.
He's having withdrawal symptoms.
Certainly must have. However, the Goliath lowers his hand with a scoff. Very well. He turns around back to the house together with the elf. They take the reins of the horses and approach the building. The elf takes lead as Mrs. Watkins steps out. Gentlemen, how may I help? She asks. They look at her. Gesh, you're the only one that's really close enough. As the elf looks at them. Forgive the intrusion, Miss Watkins. I do not believe we've had the pleasure. I am Eleven Nalo. I am here on behalf customer.
What?
Behalf of a customer.
Yeah, I'm here on behalf of a customer
Oh.
who is currently working with Master Kilkian. Is he home? She looks at them. He's not. He's in town. You can come back later. After you've made certain that you've brought a message about who is here. The elf says. Well, if you don't mind, we'll just have a look around. We're here to make certain merchandise is as it should be. She looks at them both. Merchandise. Master Kilkian only has a few toys that he has made for the children. No other merchandise. If you're asking about his book, then I can assure you they will soon be sent to Argast in order to be procedured there. You can read his work there. The elf looks around. I see. Lovely place you have. I see that you've been in the garden today. Perhaps it was the children. She remains quiet. I'm sure we can help if you want to. Isn't that right, Morkrit? The Goliath lets go of the reins as he takes a few steps to the side and heads towards the garden.
Gesh kind of shouts after the Goliath, kind of like, the food doesn't taste good, I wouldn't really eat it.
He turns his head to look at you, gives you a large grin. I'm not gonna eat anything. He lifts his
Okay.
hand, motions it towards the plant life. And before long, we'll see how each of the crops grow. They grow to healthy proportions, larger than you've ever seen before. And even the seeds that have been planted slowly grows as well, not to normal size, of course. After he finishes, he turns around at Erevan. Ah, see? There we go. You're all here to help and have fun. Now, is there a chance that we can wait on Mr. Kilkian here? Miss Watkins looks at him. It is clear for you all that you can see. She is shaking ever so slightly. I'm certain you might meet him your way back to our guest. He's in town. He's simply out shopping. At that, when Nilo stands still for a moment, observes. His eyes leads up to the windows, looking in to all of you standing there.
Make a face. I'm like, "Ugh."
I dive.
You die, okay?
Yeah.
He gives you all a smile.
I just wave.
He waves back slowly.
Oh,
It seems like Mr. Kilkian has gotten quite the odd bunch of children. And he looks over his shoulder at the brass dragon. Odd indeed.
no, it's only him that's odd.
He continues, and they exchange a few extra words. Before he nods, he motions to the Goliath, who turns around once again and motions his hand towards the garden. At which point, you can see how it seems to take hold. Vines and thorns sprout from some of the roots, seemingly starting to choke the life out of it. But it lets up after a little while. Some of the crop life is ruined. But he then turns to Erevan. And slowly, but surely, they get on their horses and take their leave. As they pass you, Gesh, one of them, the Goliath, looks at you for a moment, before out from his hand a twig, big enough to be used as a flute. And he tosses it on the ground in front of him. Fetch!
Gesh more or less, Gesh more or less falls to the ground along with the stake, like trying to catch it before it hits the ground. It's like, oh, thank you, I can make a new flute now. And then he like looks at Goliath like, how did you know?
You can hear him chuckle a bit as they travel further down the road, and eventually vanishes from the peripheral view. The rest of you upstairs, what are you doing?
Well,
Like throwing threats from the window. Yeah, you better not come back. We will kick your ass if you do. It probably didn't hurt anything of that, but I'm like cursing at them.
I go downstairs since they're leaving.
Do you think Mrs. Watkins scared them away, Quaid?
I think they ruined all my work for today. It's fucking bullshit.
Quaid
For
and
such a young kid, you have a very foul mouth.
As long as you get paid, it doesn't matter.
You learn weird words when you're in the town.
don't say. Quaid,
I like to hang out at the pubs.
Are you even allowed in?
You're too young to that.
Oh, just outside the pubs. I'm not drinking.
So you two head downstairs as well. Okay.
Is everything okay, Mrs. Watkins?
We just use it. Quaid, where did you go?
Wait, I'm at the stairs.
I can't see you at the stairs though.
Okay, I'll just move here then.
Oh, there you are. Vanish from me for a moment. Real scared.
I'm the invisible Quaid.
Certainly you are. Certainly.
You're going to be our Drax.
No, that's gonna be Gesh.
No, he's not.
So-
He's no Drax.
After they leave, Mrs. Watkins sits down. Her entire body is shaking. Her breath is quivering. And her hands are clasped together, almost in prayer. I'm fine, dear. Quite fine. Just two gentlemen looking for your father.
Did you know them?
Oh no, I didn't.
Gesh comes running towards the door, 2 drumsticks in one hand, the other flute stick in the other. Look what they gave me! And like pretty much like vaults over the poor little gnome and runs inside. Astrid, come, let's go make the flute!
Fine.
Looking through books, and I wanna. Yuzu is like trying to find some book where he can find the picture of some creature that's similar, like the Goliath type. I assume he doesn't know what. I assume he doesn't really know what that big guy was. It's not too common to see Goliaths around, though.
It's not around these parts. You can roll me an investigation.
I want to find a picture.
Sure. Roll me investigation to find a bit. Oh. You look through all the books. You scatter them around the
Yes.
flipping open the pages and eventually you do find something similar. You've been with the Theodoradus for a while. He has taught you all how to read. Some of you are better than others, but capable, at least. And you read that what you saw was likely a Goliath.
Pick up the book. I found him! Show it to Quaid.
Wow.
This is what we're looking for.
Look in the book
Goliath.
along with you too.
Miss Watkins goes back and she looks around. Who would like some tea?
Me!
The picture too. Look, Mrs. Watkins, it's a Goliath. I found it.
Oh, yes. One of them was a Goliath, and the other one was a high elf. just like your father. And she goes past you as she goes.
That wasn't very nice. You ruined all my work today. Why would he do that?
Because some people are
Shady.
not very nice. She
He's
goes
not
over-
very nice.
Indeed. And she heads over in order to start on some tea. Now,
With a-
Astrid and Gesh, you two.
Can you repeat that, Max?
Astrid and Gesh, you two are trying.
You keep cutting out.
Yeah, I think you might want to switch to your headset microphone, Max.
Oops. That was really dumb of me.
What the hell?
Yeah, no,
I
they are
just
working on the
closed
flute. Well, Cash is just he has placed the flute stick in front of one of the chairs, waiting for Astrid to start working on making a flute. Whilst Cash,
Do I even have a knife?
whilst Gesh is just sitting with his 2 drumsticks, like just tapping idly on the table, kind of like almost in a rhythm, almost, not yet.
Do I even have a knife so that I can help him?
You can borrow it, definitely. So.
He's back.
The man is back.
Can you hear me again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I accidentally closed the to the game, so I just need to reopen. People can follow us again.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, to screen. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
But yes.
Crayons and stuff. Can I bring over some crayons?
Yes. Maybe we'll bring in over crayons.
I'm gonna do a paint over the Goliath like a mean face.
Oh, now it's vandalism in books as well.
Well, this how he looks, Quaid, because he ruined your stuff.
As
Better
you
now
do
than they
that-
did before.
As you do that,
Goliaths are big poop faces.
as you start to attempt to vandalize the book, Mrs. Watkins quickly turns around, pointing, what's it called? A
Finger.
wad of herbs.
Oh.
No, a wad of herbs towards you, Yuzu, and says, "Do not draw in Kelkian's books."
It's not accurate. I'm helping him fix it.
Not every Goliath looks the
Oh. Fine. Put down the crayon.
Put it down.
You've already begun to draw a few lines in it. So
Yeah.
so Mrs. Watkins starts or finishes making tea. She borrows Astrid to help carve out the new fruit. The new
The new
Flute.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
I'd say give me. Give me a survival.
Okay.
How How come you have all of these different things?
Astrid is older.
Fair enough.
I also have survival.
So, with some time and some effort, you do manage to carve out a flute. It isn't pretty, but it functions. It only has 4 holes instead of 6. So it's not as many sounds you can make.
Now don't blow as hard as you usually do with this, please.
Gesh throws his 2 other sticks away and grabs the flute. Like, thank you, Astrid. I love it. It's so beautiful.
Roll me performance.
I immediately regret this decision.
Roll me performance, baby.
Yeah.
I wish I could take it and break it.
Even worse than.
Astrid's like, oh god, what have I done?
So you manage to make a flute. And as you finish, Miss Watkins also finishes in making tea. At this point, you hear footsteps just up. And you hear the door open as you hear familiar steps enter. Father, Valdoranus, returns back home.
I'll run and hug him.
Aww.
You hug around his down and hugs you back. He sort of lifts you up.
I come
Quaid.
up as the third wheel.
Okay, Quaid comes up as well. And Chuck.
I picture Gesh be like, let me play you a welcome home tune.
No, Gesh is more like, he looks at the steps, he's like he holds the flute like, oh, Daddy, look what Astrid made me! And, like, waving the flute and goes back to playing. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, boo, boo.
Well, ain't that something? He puts it down and pats Quaid upon top of it. Says, right, everybody. I have brought home some sweets. And he goes to place a small box upon the table. As he opens the box, you see baked goods. You see a small cake for share. You see some sweet bread and cinnamon rolls. Now, I see there's tea ready, so it would seem like I got home just in time.
No, actually, you're late. You had visitors.
I had
Oh
visitors.
god.
Says,
Yes, and I show him in the book. This man and a high elf.
he looks at the Goliath image and he looks to Mrs. Watkins. Can you explain me their appearances? And indeed she does. He sits still for a moment, seemingly thinking, lost in thought. And then he takes a deep breath. He straightens cuffs on his arms. He straightens his and gives you all a kind fatherly smile.
Fake. Is he worried? Inside.
You can roll me an insight if you
I don't. Oh, I have inside.
Shouldn't he roll performance if he's like trying to do that?
he sure can.
Deception, at least.
Yeah, deception, I think.
No, but he's trying to act something, so I think it should be performance.
I think it should be deception, but whatever. I mean,
This is behind the screen roll.
Your expression said everything.
Like he ain't worried.
it's not worth.
No.
Okay.
Doesn't look. So, he starts to share out baked goods and sweets to each and everyone. Some of you had bets, so some of you had it's more than others.
Where my half of mine to Quaid. I'm not gonna grow strong and big like you if I can't eat, but here.
As Astrid takes pity on Yuzu and hands Yuzu a little bit of her own.
Take. You're the best.
Gesh gives all of his to Astrid as he continues to play his flute.
Okay, you do that.
I'm just gonna eat everything that comes to me.
Gesh is a goddamn addict.
Gesh is a music addict.
It really is.
That's not the worst kind of addict you can be. That's one of the best kinds.
I'm gonna burp loudly at the table.
Miss Watkins looks. Now that ain't good manners, Yuzu.
Oh.
What do we say?
I burp again.
Well done!
These children.
You know, I've been practicing. I can say almost the full ABC with burps.
Gesh gasp and look at Yuzu. We should play together. I can play the flute, and then you can like do that. We can be like the coolest duo in the entire world.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll protect you when people start to hunt you down at your performances.
Why? We're great.
Then I will play my instrument and save the entire performance.
Which would be...
It was actually this one, but okay.
Yeah.
Children will be children, I suppose.
This is great, by the way.
So, in such, all enjoy. A
lot of sweets.
A lot of sweets, a lot of goods. Some of it is being saved for later day.
Some under my 2 sneaks. I'm in my pocket.
You try to put some in your pockets?
Yeah.
Roll me a sleight of hand.
Yeah. No.
I leave most of mine considering I got everything Gesh got. So I leave it as leftovers for another day.
All right.
I just eat a little bit.
All right.
Everything I had. Everything. Yeah. And the tea. All the tea.
All right.
Tea's
Irus looks at you, Yuzu. If you want to save it, you can save it for later. You need to pocket it.
Push it
What
back.
are you talking about?
Push it back into the middle of the table.
He nods at you with a smile.
But it's more fun when it's, you know.
My pocket.
Crime is fun. Sure, crime. Don't do crime, people. Don't do crime.
Delaran, you raised her wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, he kind of has it in his blood.
So.
In his blood? What do you mean?
That's
Nothing.
for later.
Okay.
So. As the day continues to pass on, you all, after a long day, go through your routines. You sit down with Feldorane, and he holds home classes for you once again. Teaches you a little bit of history, a little bit of language, writing, math, the things you need in life. Time keeps passing.
We haven't showered, neither of us.
Oh, you have sound.
Don't say that.
No, I
You-
don't say that I see. I just say it that he would notice. You know?
You
Yeah.
mean bathe?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
babe, Tedranis would notice it's full of dirt and stink.
Yeah.
Well, most of it is gone. We climbed a tree. We're
As
full of
evening
branches
is-
and leaves.
As evening is coming, he does ask you once again to take a bath, to wash up before heading for bed. It is later than it is. You have been allowed to walk around in.
You're
entire
cutting
day.
out, Max. You need to switch mic.
Or do something about that goddamn sound setting.
The mic or what causes this, actually.
Yeah.
Usually it's the voice activation.
Right. How about now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Is that-
we'll know when you start to narrate.
Yeah. So he, of course, asks you once again, in order to, take a bath, clean up before going to bed. You've been allowed to stay up long this day. And as evening comes, you're all sent to your rooms, all sent to bed. As you're sent to bed, instead of going downstairs again, Thel Doranis seems to be walking upstairs to his own. You're going to hear him walk around upstairs, rummaging. It isn't really quiet. You know he has where he keeps most of his most recent small things that he makes now. Sometimes he makes a toy for you. Sometimes he makes a little thing that he either uses to help the house. He fixes broken items. He has fixed the tea kettle multiple times. And he has fixed your toys. He also has made a few items. He has once made a mechanical frog that he has sold. But you also know that it's up there that he keeps most of his.
Yeah,
also
you're
know it's
still
on.
cutting out.
Am I cutting out for everybody? Or
Yes.
Yeah. It's like a stutter kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you just lower the sensitivity on the voice activation all the way down.
Yeah.
There. How's that?
Well, we won't know until.
Yeah, no, you won't know. You won't know. Sorry.
But we hear you.
Lowered,
Yeah,
I'm lowered all the way
you're loud
down.
and clear. It's just sometimes you go out.
Yeah.
Okay. I've lowered all the way down now.
Good.
He makes a lot of things in his pastime. You know that he travels a lot. And when he does travel, you're mostly left with Mrs. Watkins. Except for you, Astrid. You sometimes travel with him to the big city of Argest. But never further than that.
But it's enough for me for now, but I long for the greater world.
I'm probably bugging him every time he leaves to take me with him.
And he always brings back new books. Always brings back new stories. Always talks about interesting people. But whenever you ask if he's going to meet a friend or anything, he says, no. He simply meets business partners. Only once have you heard of him meeting a friend. That friend is someone you haven't heard about in a long time now. But tonight seemed a little bit different. As he walks around upstairs, he seems to be pushing around on some of the heavier objects. You can hear he's opening a chest. You can hear that he's mumbling something above the floorboards.
If I would notice this irregularity, I would totally peek through the keyhole.
So you're going to sneak out of your room
Yep.
and upstairs?
Yep. It's not the first time it happened. I mean, it's not.
Roll me a stealth.
Yeah. I am very curious.
Curious enough.
You turn into one of your siblings before you do it.
Turn into Quaid.
You go to sneak up the stairs, step by step. Eventually, as you come up the stairs, the floorboards creak.
And
As you
that's when it
reach,
turned into Mrs. Watkins.
which is probably not the best idea, because as you come
Yeah,
up,
but-
you're faced. You find yourself faced with Mrs. Watkins. As she looks at you.
Oops.
Back to bed, Yuzu.
I ate too much sweets, my stomach hurts.
Then let's head down and give you a glass of milk.
Okay.
She takes you by the hand, waits for you to turn back to your own.
So sneaky.
I'm gonna turn back.
As they go
Turn
down the
back.
stairs, you see from Gesh's room. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop.
Which as you come, which as she does come to your to your floor, she does walk over to your door, knocks on it. Enough with the music. Go to bed, Gesh.
God
I
damn
am
it.
in bed. Boop, boop, boop.
Technically, I am in bed.
Go to sleep, Gesh.
I regret
I
making him that flute.
I am sleeping. I'm playing in my sleep because I'm a great musician.
Stop playing the flute, or I'm gonna take it from you.
Okay. Then there's silence.
You come down with Mrs. Watkins, and she prepares you a glass of hot milk, or warm milk, which she places in front of you. Drink up, and then on the toilet, and then back to bed.
I'm not gonna pee my bed. I haven't done that since 2 months ago.
Indeed. So, drink, toilet, bed.
Okay. I drink and then go up.
Anybody else want to do some night excursions?
No.
Quaid wakes up. His stomach is rumbling really bad. He really has to take a shit, like right now. So he's rushing to the bathroom and he pulls down his pants before he even gets there and almost falls on the way, but he lands on the toilet and then
Here,
just flushes out.
All right.
You,
Too much sugar.
I'm
Too
gonna
much
knock-
sugar does that.
I'm gonna knock on
Exactly.
the wall.
really? Your night excursion was a very descriptive go to the toilet.
There it was.
Yes, it was.
Oh my god, Quaid, you have to go too. My stomach is killing me.
I think your sweets were bad.
I know.
Astrid, roll me a perception.
Oh god, I'm gonna wake me
Yeah.
up now. please keep my rolls as low as they have
like
been.
probably 40.
Yeah,
Oh.
Astrid is luckily still asleep.
yeah, my rolls suck.
Yeah, same.
Sometimes you want low rolls, sometimes you want them high.
Yeah, I mean, my cleric is basically Sherlock.
Yeah.
Indeed. So, you two finish your toilet visits, and as such, night comes by once again. And you each of you fall asleep without jumping out from the second floor.
It's the fucking mouse pad, I tell you.
I know. Don't worry. But you jump, but you jump to bed,
Yes.
and before long, you all fall asleep once again. Tonight, however, seems a little bit different. You're not sure if it's because of your father messing around upstairs, making a lot of noises that seems to make your sleep a little bit unruly. But you all do have dreams. Astrid, for once, you dream of the outside world. You dream of stalking the wilds, hunting, chasing adventure. Gesh, lying there with your flute in hand, you also finally fall asleep, even though you have so much energy, which translates into your dream, where you see yourself in beautiful, gaunty silks, flamboyantly traveling around as a minstrel, a bard of music, playing to crowds yet known, yet seen, all cheering your name and cheering your fame. Yusu, you have an odd dream. You dream yourself as a dwarf working at a forge. You dream yourself as an elf walking around in a library. You dream of yourself in all these different roles in your life, trying to find your place. And Quaid, much akin to your strong nature and your natural instinct for doing stuff that is not entirely safe, you dream of traveling the world or joining the guard. You even dream about joining a ring of fighters, living up to your name, and bringing honor to your father. These dreams seems to shape you in the night. It's nice. At some points they seem a little scary, but ultimately they all are good dreams. And as
We're gonna
dawn
wake
finally
up
comes,
as our adult characters, I believe.
pierces through the window, each of you wake up, fresh and ready for a new day. What do you do?
Oh, perhaps not.
Don't.
I head downstairs.
I start jumping in my bed, playing the flute. Boo, 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 boo.
Yeah, I'm definitely heading downstairs.
Roll me a performance.
Okay, let's see.
It's gonna be a low roll. Oh.
Oh!
For some reason, it actually sounds better
Boo,
today, Astrid.
boo, boo, boo,
I
boo.
I knock on his door.
Yeah, what is it? I'm practicing.
Yeah, it sounds much better today. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Thank you. I can hear the crowds across the world shouting my name.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Gesh!
I'm gone.
Gesh! And like as he like is like, you know, reliving his dreams, like Gesh! 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 Boo boo boo! Boo boo boo!
Oh my god, he's such an obnoxious artist.
I get changed first before I go downstairs, so I don't have to do that.
All right. Yushu, what about you? Are you getting changed?
No, I'm in pajamas.
All right. So you all come down way before Gesh does.
Yes.
At the table, you can see that standing there preparing the breakfast is your father, or stepfather, of course. Seems to be preparing the today's breakfast. Much of it seems to be root vegetables from the garden.
Do you need any help?
Oh, no, my child, I'm perfectly fine. He tries to peel one of the carrots, and you see how half of it sort of breaks off. Like,
Here, I'll help.
thank you.
I look troubled this morning.
Oh. You look troubled this morning. Right. So as Astrid takes over for the breakfast, Kelgan manages to put what he has already made onto the table. Which most of it seems to be a whole loaf of bread, uncut, some apples, and a can of milk. And he looks to you, Yusuf, and says, "Are you all right, my child?"
I don't know.
Something you want to talk about?
Well, I had this dream where I was a dwarf, then an elf, then a human, then I don't even know. But I don't feel like being any of these things, but people are scared of me if they see me like I am.
I'm not scared of you, Yuzu.
Me neither.
The family is never scared of you. You possess a you possess a unique gift, Yusu. You are capable of being nearly everything you want to be. Of course, within the limits of reason. For example, you should never steal another person's identity. That's bad. That's bad to do. But other than that, you can be whatever you like. If you wish to be a dwarf, then be a dwarf. If you want to be an elf, be an elf. You could even be a tabaxi if you wanted to.
Seen one of those.
You've never seen a tabaxi.
A what?
A tabaxi. They're like... Well, you should never tell them what they are like. They know it, but they do not like to be perceived as such. They're like cats walking on two legs. Large cats.
So excited. I'm like sit up at the table. I could have been a cat all this time? What?
Certainly, yes.
I've never seen one. I have to see one. I want to be one.
Well, I'll see if I can find a book with a picture. When next Astrid and I go to Arcast.
Take me with you.
No, you are not old enough. You have to stay here and keep on to your studies.
You can see that all he can think about is like, you know, I mean, he's a kid, and he can be a cat. Like, of course he wants to be a cat.
Of course.
Oh, obviously thinking about, oh my god, I want to be this cat person so bad.
All right. So, breakfast is finally placed on the table. Mrs. Watkins is sitting over in the living room area, seemingly with a book in hand, seemingly reading. You notice that your father's fingers are a little dirty. There seems to be some oil stuck to the sides of them and beneath the nails. He seems to have been working late at night. Gesh.
Yeah. Gesh, having played on his flute for a little bit, he stops jumping in the bed and steps off, and then he goes to his dresser and opens all of the drawers, throws out all of the clothes in it, finding the best, finest looking clothes he has to look like he did in his dream. Perhaps even some sort of fancy headwear or something, and starts walking down the stairs, flute in hand, having this swag about him as he goes. And he comes down the stairs and looks upon everyone and is like, "Yo, what's up?" And then does a 2-fingered salute and is "It's me, Gesh." And then he goes and sits down and "This food better be worthy of me."
You're even weirder than usual this morning.
Gesh, did you know cat people are a thing?
Gesh looks at Yuzu and is "Of course they are. I mean, look at me. I'm a fine example of a lizard." And then look at Astrid, she's whatever that is. But look at me, I'm such a fine musician. Last night I dreamt about me standing on a stage, a bunch of people chanting my name. And I was playing a flute with my nose whilst I was playing the harp with my hands. And everyone's so obsessed with me because I'm such a great musician. Yeah.
Wow.
And he places his flute on the table and is nodding to himself yeah, that's what he's going to be. He's going to be the world's greatest musician. And then he starts eating.
Well,
I want to be a cat.
it's good to have dreams.
I'm serving the breakfast that I had just prepared.
All right. You serve the breakfast as you had prepared it. Theodoradis takes part, and he, of course, eats his part of the breakfast and such. All right, children.
Mrs. Watkins.
Hmm?
Where is Mrs. Watkins?
Oh, she's sitting over in the living room area.
What? Oh, sorry.
Don't you want breakfast, Mrs. Watkins?
Why is
Mrs.
he
Watkins
eating or making the food?
She looks over at you. I've already eaten, dear.
Okay.
There you
But
go.
why
She's
aren't you
already-
making our food? You always make our food, Mrs. Watkins.
Well, I needed a rest today.
Okay, that's fine.
If you have a cat person friend, invite them over, please. Very important.
I don't, but curious. So, you eat up your breakfast and you finish it up. Irus looks to all of you. So, children, what would you like to do today for today's lesson?
Ooh,
No
fencing.
studies.
I want to learn how to climb a tree.
Fencing,
Did
climbing
you
a
know
tree.
that?
Well,
No
technically,
study.
Quaid helped me.
Oh.
I failed.
How about you, Quaid? What would you like to do for studies today?
I would like to learn how to leap over a river. Yeah. That's what I want to do.
Actually, I want to do that too. I want to do what Quaid wants to do.
None of this is really studious material.
What do you mean? Note studies are important. It's important to know how notes work, or else you can't play music properly.
It's also important to be able to defend yourself.
Yeah.
It's also important to get over a river quick.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Yeah.
It is though.
How about we take some... I have an idea. How about we take some study on natural healing herbs?
What?
Ooh, yes.
Natural healing herbs.
Like tea?
Not quite like tea, but herbs that can help heal wounds or lessen pains,
Can we
migraine.
eat it?
No, we are gonna be reading.
Well, you run it to read notes. This is sort of close.
Well, notes are important, you know. You like instead of playing boo boo boo, I can play like boo, 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 you know. Notes are important.
In your case, it is actually.
Well, learning how nature can help us is also important.
Nature is stupid.
Now, if you got sick, say for example, if you got a cold or migraine,
Well, Miss
all the medicine.
Watkins will tend to me. She will
What
treat me.
migraine?
She uses the herbs and medicine that comes from nature to help you.
But why do we need to learn that if she can do it for us? Like, isn't she supposed to take care of us?
She cannot take care of you forever.
Why not?
Well, because one day you're going to be all grown up and traveling the world.
She will die, just say it.
Miss
No,
Watkins
she
still have
won't.
many years. Miss Watkins still have many years on her. No need to worry about that.
Oh, okay.
But aren't
I
you
was
guys supposed to come with me when I go on my tours and play music?
Wait, we are not gonna be together forever? What?
Well, if you choose to travel together forever, why not? You can be together for as long as you want to. But
Then
one
why-
day I am...
Then why, if we can travel together forever, then why aren't Miss Watkins and you coming with us so that, like, on my tours, so that you can tend to me if I'm injured?
We have our own lives we need to take care of as well. And besides, I do not plan to travel all my life. One day I will settle down completely.
What do you mean? You're supposed to take care of us.
I am teaching you in order to take care of yourself one day. When you're older, you'll understand, my child.
That's stupid.
It might be for you, but for now, he stands up and walks over here. Let's see. Here. He takes out a book. Studies of Herbs and Herbal Remedies. And he puts the book down. Now, there exists many herbs around the world. Some of them are poisonous. Some of them are poisonous. Some of them are... Some of them are, like a better word, giving...
Deadly.
Yes, well, deadly. It's also being poisonous. But others are really good for you. Others have healing properties. while others do nothing. It's important for us to know the difference. For example, it's important to know the difference between a thorn-side weed or a vampire vine. Can you tell me which one is the most dangerous?
Poison.
Can I see pictures?
He opens the book to the image side and shows you. The two plants looks nearly identical. One of them seems to have red tips upon these thorns.
Red one. This.
Indeed. The vampire vine is far more dangerous than the thorn-side weed. Do you know why?
It sounds way more dangerous.
Oh, that's true. Indeed, it does.
Because it feeds on us.
Yes. In a sense, it actually does. It feeds upon the decomposed bodies that lies beneath the ground, being if it's animal or humanoid, or other crustaceans or mammals. It is also a passive plant, meaning it will not do anything to you as long as you do not do anything to it. That is an important note. Whenever you see a vampire vine, stay away from it. Walk around it.
So if I pee on it, it will pee on me back.
No, it will attack you.
How?
How does a plant attack anything?
Attacks your pee.
Does it
The plant
poison
will
my pee through the pee and up through my body?
No, it doesn't. The vines of the plant will lash out and try to coil around you. It will then sink its spines into you. And I realize how graphic that became. I'm sorry.
Is there any way you could actually pick one of those?
Certainly, there is. If you have smoke, you can dull the vampire vine's senses. If you surround it in smoke, it becomes easier to pick the thorns. The thorns of the vampire vine can be used as a blood thinner when crushed up with silver leaf and water, of course. It can also be used as in poisons, rat poisons, for example. Sometimes, when it's for stronger rat poisons, it uses vampire vine. Well, the thought of vampire vine. The vines themselves, in fact, are useless. They're edible. They are quite bitter, though.
Just like Astrid.
As Astrid does like a gentle like smack behind his head.
Astrid hit me!
Very-
Oh.
I did not. I touched you.
She's not as useless
hard.
as your music is.
So, the start of the day continues, and you keep learning a little bit about herbs and plants around the world of Irus. He tells you tales of different plants that he has encountered. Some of the more carnivorous ones, especially. He is not so good at keeping back the more gory details, but he does catch himself in it from time to time and dials it back.
Astrid is super fascinated when he does.
For example, he talks about the troll trunk bush, which is a bush with which has what's called thick like branches in it. That is flexible but nearly unbreakable, and can grow uncontrollably if not tended to carefully. The only way to really kill a troll troll touch bush is using fire, which he then connects with you. Is if you ever meet a troll, use fire. A troll is a very strong creature, and they have a strong regeneration ability. Now,
Max. At this age, would Gesh be able to like use like produce flames, or like his dragonborn flame power breath thingy?
You'll probably be able to use it to make embers. Not an entire flame, but embers.
Okay.
Yeah, you can make like a lighter out of your hand, like.
As the father speaks of like using the flames, the Gesh is like, yeah, like this, and they're like just
a pop of,
Yes,
a little
okay.
pop of smoke, like.
Indeed, Gesh, like that. Now, if a troll is hurt, it will regenerate fast. However, if fire is applied to the troll before it gets to heal, its healing will stop for a time.
I think
This
that
is important.
works for everyone. If fire will stop the healing for everyone.
Yes, indeed, it will. Yes. And unless it's a fire elemental, then you will be healing the fire elemental by using fire.
What if you used heat instead of fire?
If you use what?
Heat.
Well, that's the same.
So trolls like the cold, then.
Trolls enjoy swamps. Sometimes, of course, some trolls travel around with orcs as mercenaries, as a sort. These trolls are vicious, dangerous. They are hired. They do not care much about those that hire them, but they do care about the carnage they can bring. So, when you meet a troll, well, run.
why? I can
Well,
just breathe on it and it won't
We
heal.
could. Why don't we ever learn to fight?
I'm going to take on a troll one day.
Perhaps not the best idea.
But I will
Indeed.
be right by her side, and I can just be like, "Brah," and it won't be able to heal, and then Astrid can just like, "Brah, brah, brah, brah," and it will be
Or you-
dead.
Or you can play your flute and it will just run away.
No, it will actually sit down and listen, and then it will be like, Gesh, Gesh, Gesh.
Yeah, in your dreams, as that actually was.
Because I would run away.
We will see. I am certainly hoping that you are not planning to go out into the big world in order just to fight. I have met my fair share of adventurers, held a few myself. Yes, good times. But sorry, yes?
Are you friends with any of them?
I dare say I am friends with some. But most of the adventurers I have met, well, they have not been long-living races, so they have passed away by now and gone to their gods.
That's stupid.
Well, that's the natural circle of life.
It's the circle of life. Sorry.
When I grow old and like when I'm about to die of age, I'm gonna sprout wings. I'm gonna be a flying lizard and I'll live forever. And I'll become the new god of music.
Sorry, I just need to say this. I have a T-shirt that says this actually. When I start to die, I just stop dying and be awesome instead.
Right. He looks at you. Feldoranus looks at you, Gesh, and says, "Perhaps you will. It's good to have dreams. It's good to have dreams.
Just don't get caught up in them."
Indeed. All dreams should be peppered a little bit with reality. Not everything is served on a platter in life. Sometimes we have to take it and use it in order to move forward.
Oh, kind of like, to be able to move, you need to take one step and then another step. Or else you won't get anywhere if you just take one step and then nothing.
Exactly, that's just like that.
Gesh looks so proud.
And so the day continues with your studies. Another day passes by, another evening with dinner and stories. Another night, dreamless as it may be. Let all of you, actually. If you have perception, roll me perception.
Oh yeah!
All right.
I finally did a good one.
Everyone is like super alert.
We were talking about scary stuff. Of course, we're alert.
This night,
Perception, so I can roll.
yeah, you can roll. This night, you all hear footsteps, or you all hear your father's footsteps coming down the stairs, walking downstairs, or walking outside. You hear him close the door behind him. And as some of you go to your windows to see what's going on, the only one who can really see what is happening is Astrid. And Astrid, you can see that Feldoranus is heading towards the shed.
Like, I want to follow him because I'm just like that. Like,
Okay.
I want to stealth.
Roll me a stealth. You're not super stealthy. And as he...
I just open my window and like lean out to try and have a better view.
Okay. You lean out to have a better view, and you see, you lean out to have a better view, and then you can hear floorboards creaking from outside your door.
Yeah, I walk over to the door. Who's there?
You walk over and you open the door. You see Yuzu trying to sneak out.
Yuzu?
Diarrhea. Second night in a row.
Yes, but there are privies on this floor.
It's already full. Quaid ruined it. He had it first.
Yeah, I don't believe that. You're not going out.
Man is up to something. Come on.
Yeah, but come in with me. I can sort of see him from a window.
Fine.
After hearing the father go down the stairs and then more footsteps outside and creaking and then talking, Gesh like opens his door, looks at Astrid, like, Astrid, what's going on? And like wiping at his eyes, kind of like, getting away the sleep from it.
Come in then.
Oh, okay. And he just like walks over to the room. He's like, what are we doing in here?
Looking at Dad.
Oh, what is he doing? And he like
I
rushes
don't know.
over the window, he, like halfway hangs out the window, like,
Careful!
You all look outside the window as you see your father head towards the shed. You see him head inside, and he's there for a long time. You sit and you watch in turn the shed. A half hour passes by, an hour passes by.
Is that
An hour and
where
a half.
Daddy poops?
I don't think he does that in a shed.
An hour and a half passes by. And just before 2 hours hit, he comes back out. He seems to be carrying something. A book. A heavy looking book. It seems to be bound in leather with a rim that gleams golden in the moonlight, and a large lock set upon it. You can see in the moonlight that his hands are dotted with oil and soot. Even his beard seems to be a little bit scruffed up. And he comes closer to the house. Do you hide?
Yeah. I try to drag my siblings with me, like.
Okay. You can roll me stealth with advantage. If you do not have stealth, you can roll me dex save.
Yeah.
Or
Gesh
dexterity.
gets.
Oh.
Gesh gets.
Am
I
pulled
even awake?
back.
No, you're not awake, Matthews.
No,
Oh,
so
right,
I'm
right.
not even gonna. I'm not gonna roll anything.
Gesh gets pulled back by Astrid, and like, remembering the days before, like when he was in the forest, he falls onto. He goes down on 4, and he's like nudging his nose against the floorboards. And he goes like, cuckoo, cuckoo.
So,
Gosh, what are you even doing?
I'm hiding, cuckoo, cuckoo.
You're not doing a good job of it.
+6.
Well, I did hide from you yesterday because you didn't find me. You just disappeared because I hid so well. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
So, right. So, bring it back, people. Bring it back. So,
We're back. Well, I'm sleeping, but still.
So, Astrid seems to be the only one capable of hiding, as both Yusu and Gesh seems to like push in order to see what's that he's carrying. What is it he's carrying? And he stops, and then he looks up at the window and sees you both, and that's when you choose to hide away. And you can all hear the audible.
Do you think he spotted us?
Of course he did.
I don't think he did. He's just tired of carrying that heavy book.
No, he did. I saw it in his eyes.
There goes some time as you hear footsteps coming up the stairs. Slowly, the footsteps head towards Astrid's room, and let me just move you over to your rooms. Sorry.
Standing with my arms folded and waiting for him to open the door.
Getting into bed.
I'm standing there like a security with arms folded.
Where is Gesh? Could I like be lying in the bed, like holding Gesh, like as if he, like pretending that he couldn't sleep or something? So his
He's
big
hiding.
sister
He's hiding under the bed.
Oh. Jutsu!
Not scared of him.
You hear knocking at the door before it opens up. I know you're awake. And he opens the door. And he looks down on you, Yuzu. What are you doing in Astrid's room?
No, something.
What?
We know you're up to something.
I was doing work as always.
Is it like that, Max? Like, does he often go at the night, or is this weird?
This is the first time you've seen him do it.
Well, then how come I haven't seen it until now?
Because usually you're asleep at this hour.
Am I?
Yes.
But am I though?
Okay. What does that book say? Can I see the title?
You can read what it says. It's not common. It's not Elven.
That?
Yes. What?
The book you're holding.
Well, what about it? It's a book.
Can't read it. What is it?
It's a workbook.
Okay.
Now go back to bed. He steps aside.
I go, but I look behind my back, squinting.
Waits till you enter, and then he steps around and looks inside the door again. You too, Gesh.
Gesh like slowly crawls out of the bed. He's like still on the ground. He's like pouting. He's like, "Daddy, I can't sleep. I'm scared."
There's nothing to be afraid of, child. Everything is fine.
Can I sleep here with Astrid tonight, please?
Astrid?
It's okay with me.
Very well.
Just don't play anything.
I left my instruments in my room, and I like crawls up into the bed and like lies at the end of the bed, like kind of like cuddling up against the end against the wall.
All right. You do that, and as you do, he smiles, and he nods his head and says, "Good night, you two."
Good night,
Sleep
Daddy.
You hear steps head upstairs once again. The last thing you get to hear from him is as he walks around for a moment upstairs before he heads to bed. You can hear his bed creaking slightly. And finally, you hear the familiar snore that comes from him.
I'm sorry. I just accidentally read what you just said there.
So, another night passes. Another day has passed. And you've continued to go through this routine over and over again as the days, the months, the weeks, the months, and the years go by. You each grow up a little more every year, getting a little smarter, getting a little stronger, a little faster.
Even Gesh?
Probably still can't kick Quid's ass.
Yes.
But keep trying.
Even Gesh.
Yay.
And as such, I would like everybody to roll me a wisdom. Straight wisdom.
With our child thingies, or?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Gesh didn't make it.
Hold and no one was surprised.
Straight
That's-
wisdom. Jesus Christ.
The child wisdom, not this, not that wisdom.
Thought you meant the other one. Close, bitch. There we go. There we go. Yes! Perfect!
Oh.
Bronze overbrains.
Quaid fell on his head.
That's a long shit.
Hi there,
Fell.
muscles for brains.
Quaid fell on his head quite a few times as a child. Anyway.
Well, that was the point. That was the point.
So, as the years pass by, a few of you notice that at times Veldoranus vanishes for hours within the shed. Some of you, one of you especially, or actually two of you, Yushu and Astrid, you sometimes go to check on the shed whenever you see him head there. But whenever you check, you cannot find him inside. He's somewhere else. But before you know it, and you take your leave and return inside, doesn't go more than perhaps half an hour before he comes back inside, or out of the shed and back inside. At this point, you're all nearing the age where you are capable of leaving the nest, heading, well, to your own future, somewhere in the world. What do you do?
Become a stripper.
to pay for art college.
That's gonna be Astrid, though. She's gonna stick her boobs into all the windows.
Come on, what's with this?
I probably spent at least a year in a tabaxi form.
You're a wannabe Khajiit.
Yeah. And I probably annoyed the hell out of everyone with my tail.
All right.
Yeah, Gesh. Sorry, I keep saying Gesh. Sorry, that's my Star Wars RP character. Gesh. He, after Astrid left the house, because she's a bit older. He kind of like felt like there was no one there to protect him anymore. He looked so, even though he didn't make it that obvious, he really looked up to Astrid. So when she left, he just continued working on his musician arts, and then he went off to a bard college somewhere, and then that's that.
In solitude.
All right.
Astrid went to travel, just to see the world, finding company to travel with when she could, like caravans, other groups of adventurers, like just trying to see everything.
What about Quaid, the second oldest?
Wait. Feels a bit of responsibility for his family, so he thinks he needs to learn how to protect his family properly. So he goes out into the world and travels, and sometimes sleeps out in the woods, and at other times he sleeps over in towns at the taverns and whatnot, and finds work where he can, usually as some kind of guard, mercenary, or the like, and even sometimes a performer for physically adaptive plays. This is what I'm picturing.
All right. So, with time passes, Astrid going out to attempt to realize her dreams as an adventurer, finding purpose out in the wilds to travel around and see the world. Quaid, as well, sticks around in the nearby area where he takes odd jobs as bouncers at the local taverns, as a guard, as well as a mercenary escort to between Oren, the town that you live in, and Argest, the city. While back home, Gesh is doing his best, training his music until he has somehow become really, really adept in it, with only a little bit of training help from Mrs. Watkins, who as well is starting to show her years. Yuzu as well stays in his tabaxi form for a good a year, yes. But she tries out other forms here and then, really getting to know his abilities. And as the last few years goes by, each and every one of you goes out on your own adventure around the world in order to find a purpose out there. Find more to do, more to learn, to make a name of yourselves. Those that stay close at home start to travel more around, see more of the world, really get to know it. You rarely come home in the end. It's a long travel, after all, and money ain't always easy to come by. But eventually, you do all earn enough to live a humble life for yourselves. Some of you have gotten a larger name than others. Traveling music seems to have been a good trade to earn a good coin in every tavern and every city and port, as well as traveling showmanship. However, eventually, as the day comes, just a moment. Eventually, you're sought out by various of messengers who all come to you with a letter. These letters all seems to be from your dear old father. All seems to be from Mr. Kilkin. The letter, as you open it, reads out. Dearest children, it's been long since you set out on your own, and I do miss you all dearly. I hope you keep healthy and happy. Miss Hallie Watkins asks about you all the time now. She's becoming livid with how little you have come to visit. But we both respect your freedom. We simply want you all to be well. However, I do write to you with a request at heart. I will be embarking upon yet another travel. This time, I'm heading towards Rinnerstein. But your old man could use the company for the trip. I have quite a few items to trek, and hiring good escorts that can be trusted is difficult in these days. For also to add that Rinestein has seen a string of trouble these weeks, and safety lies in numbers. It is with a selfish heart, a selfish request as well, to see you all once again. I've heard so little from some of you, and I'm excited to see what you have made of yourselves out in the world. As you may have noticed, I've invested 10 gold to each of you for travel expenses, wherever you may be. It's a lot, but remember to tip the messenger. If you are willing to join your old man, then please meet me en route entering the territory of Rinestein. Yours truly and loving stepfather, Theldoranis Kelkian. And that.
10.
Sorry?
Should we add 10 gold to our adult character sheet?
I believe I've already done that for you.
Really?
Yes.
You're just greedy.
Hmm.
Bros, the start of that letter hit me straight in the feels. I realized how little I visit my parents.
And that, adventurous, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are ending tonight's Tales of Irus. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And I do hope that you will join us all in 2 weeks when we play again. That will be the 18th of September at 19:30 or half past 7 on European time, GMT +2. And if you are interested in following and enjoying more of the story, please follow the few streamers that are sitting in here. Follow the Broman. Follow Crush. Or follow me. And stay tuned for the next tale.
Follow all 3 of them.
Indeed, you can follow all 3 of us. You may even want to join our Discord chats. We have a Discord chat called Team Projectile. So if you are interested in joining that, in order to learn more or to get to know more, please jump in, follow. We are happy to talk, happy to enlighten you on what we do. Each of us have a different specialty, and we just love to share and have fun with these beautiful, beautiful people that we know, like Beatrix. Ray is not beautiful, but we still like him.
Come on, he's beautiful with that gorgeous beard of his.
Indeed. I'm jealous of your beard. I will admit, I miss my own. But it will grow back.
It eventually does.
It eventually does. But yes, I'll see you next time, everybody. And as always, game on out there. Game on.
Yeah, great to have you around, guys. See you around.
Take care, people.